Glad they're working better than they were.
Well, and I shouldn't say the last version wasn't working. It actually always worked fine. It was just I found it incredibly unintuitive, like the layout and what to click on and where and how and building.
It was definitely an acquired taste. Alright, I gotta change your token, I think.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I did create a Forge token that is more in line with how I imagined the character.
Yeah.
I should buy a saddle. That's what I should buy. Saddles cost. Actually, does Fine Steed come with a saddle?
I don't think so. I have to read the spell description.
I was just pulling up.
But if it says it does, then it does. Otherwise,
Well, and I was reading up on mounted combat, but I'm not sure how much I'll actually do that. I think it's going to be more.
It is really powerful.
Yeah.
It just is kind of limited because you need to be out in the open to do it, or at least be in an area where there's enough room to do it. And dungeons are not generally that area unless it's like a big, like open cave or something.
Well, what I'm thinking more, and again, I get it, the whole spacing is a thing, but I'm hoping that it's more of a travel companion, and then I mostly use it for actual travel days, and then when we do get into battle, it's another character that I control, similar to Find Familiar or something like that.
Yeah, like I said, as long as the area you're in is big enough for it to move around and do stuff. Alright, I'm gonna make your token so it's mostly just your face. Just because it's kind of hard to fit this pose. Would you rather it be like a tiny picture of you that fits the pose into the token, or just like a profile picture that's your face and chest?
I'm fine either way.
Alright, I'll roll for it. Odd profile, even, tiny. 10, even. Alright, tiny it is. I don't even know if I can make this work. No, it doesn't look good. I'm just going to do profile. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hey, Let, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Fine evening.
Good.
You guys are level 4 right now, right?
We just
Theoretically leveling up to 5 today.
Yeah, you have enough to level up. You have a lot of hit points for level 4, Morgan.
I already leveled up the character to level 5.
Yeah, we're
Oh.
level 5. Yeah,
Oh, right.
I am.
That's right.
Yeah, if Alet's, I have to actually swap out Alet's sheet because I have the Alet copy 5.5 down at the bottom. That's the new one I built that I want to use. I want to hang on to the old one just so I can make sure everything's,
How does
transferred.
Yeah, that's fine. How does this look for a token? Does that work?
That'll do just fine.
Alright, I was gonna zoom closer into your face, but it's like, yeah, it's probably fine.
Probably not high enough quality for that.
Actually, I think I could. Here, I'll show you what it looks like if it's just your face.
I mean, honestly, that was fine.
Yeah, actually, this might be better, though, since it looks kind of weird with you in that pose. How about this one?
That works.
Yeah, I think that looks better.
Very easy to please. There are things I care about, and then there's things that I just relax and enjoy.
Alright, so...
Who are we waiting for?
And Miri, but she said she'd be
Yeah, she said she was going to be a
20
little late.
minutes.
Bud said they're out, and Chrissy said she's out. So yeah, it's just the three of us and Lou. Should be fun.
Yeah, that's what we were doing for a while. just 3.
Shopping day. How much is a saddle?
So wait, do you have
Actually, that is kind of what we were doing.
Do you have the feat that gives you extra HP? Is that why you have so many?
Tough. Yep.
Oh, okay. How much does that give you per level?
Roll your max, right? Or you...
Just
No, I just let the sheet do it.
Alright.
We have sheets. I don't have to worry about things.
Well, I still need to check the sheet, because I don't know if the frickin' people who designed this... Okay, it's toughness.
Plus 1 to con, and then, like, max roll or something like that?
Max roll on first level, average after that.
Okay.
That's what it's usually, but with the tough feat, I think that's different.
Yeah, the toughness one gives you twice your character level, so that would be an extra 10, which I think is correct. So basically you get an extra +2 per level, which would be +4 with your con, so 14 at first level, and 10 every other level. Yeah, okay, that would be 54. That checks out.
Hey, the sheet worked!
It actually worked.
Yay.
Alright. Well, I could probably get things rolling since we're going to be doing some downtime stuff anyway.
I have like 3 or 4 items I want to do. I don't know about you, Alette. I just joined you and I'm doing a shopping episode.
It's fine. We've been dungeon crawling. We're overdue. But I just haven't thought of what Alette might need.
Alright, Alette, you would have priority for scribe if you're okay doing it.
Yeah, I can do that.
Might be one of the easier days to do it.
Shopping.
We shopped. Done.
Well, in the downtime.
We'll do more, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, downtime and yeah. Back to the dungeon.
Back to the
eventually.
dungeon. There might be some story stuff about to happen. So Morgan, I believe you were scribe for last time. Yeah. Do you want to give us a recap of the events of last game?
Yeah, as soon as I pull it up.
As soon as you pull it up.
What session number is this? My notes.
This is session 17.
Wow.
Didn't write that down. Does that mean I fail on my note-taking and journal entry?
No.
Yeah. I feel like if every like other one is labeled what session is, it's kind of nice to keep track of, but it's not.
Yeah, no, I like it. I just, I didn't even think about it at the time. But anyway, so it started off with us sneaking through the Myconid area, Una, through a rock to try to distract one of them as she continued her journey towards the water. I, Morgan, stepped out and tried to tell a story to distract that audience, or the Myconids. I think it was Alette, I didn't write it down, who threw what I've called the audience box. And I designed it or thought of it as helping to help with the performance, but Lou, I think, accurately caused them to all run away by the noises it caused, which was fun.
Zombies were freaked out.
Yeah, which is fair. That made a lot of sense. Unai continued to make her way and deploy the remedy. She was successfully able to deploy it. We still haven't necessarily learned on how effective it is, but we think it will be. I continued to negotiate. It did not go well, and so we fled after it threatened to turn me and everyone else into fertilizer. So as we fled, we made good pace, but did eventually get caught by a small group of them. We had a fun battle where Nairi pulled an excellent maneuver to kill all of them after us saying we were going to try not to. And then that inspired me to kill another one because I was just following Nairi's orders and make sure that Nairi knows that, Lou. Then Bud
following.
reminded us to continue to be non-lethal, even though character playing Bud was not here. We managed to avoid killing most of the others, and then we escaped. We continued our escape, debating the fate of Una, and wondered if she would be able to sneak out successfully. With our hope, we returned to camp, shared some stories, and helped them meet their goals with the Myconid. And then we headed back to we first stopped at I forget the name. I didn't write it down. The name of the camp of the elves, not the elves, but I did not write it down. Sorry.
The Tortivore?
The Tortivore, yeah. And we shared some stories with them. I did a little bit of shopping there. They seemed to like some of my storytelling. We then headed to Fairy Rocks, taking a day trip to make it there. Alit started to look into training. Lynn, I think, bought a Tinker's kit. And Una helped Morgan get the split mail repaired, me exchanging my chain mail for the split mail once it's repaired. And I think I didn't write down how much, but I think it was 20 GP, but I think I already took it out of my sheet. But we had to wait until they finished the repairs on that. That's as far as I got in terms of downtime.
Yeah, did I give you a time it was going to take them to repair the
I
split
want to
mail?
say it was 3 days. I didn't write it down, though.
Okay, and I gave you a price for that?
Yeah, basically I was exchanging my chain mail, and I think we agreed on 20 GP, which I'm pretty sure I took out of my sheet already, given how much I have left. Because we did the whole distribute funds thing,
Yeah.
and I only have 90, and I think I got 110 from the distribute funds.
Okay. So you split the funds, and yeah, so I think 3 days was correct. So
Yeah, because we also said that it was going to take like a week. I think you said it takes a week to level up, and we were like, well, we're definitely staying here a week then.
yeah, so training can be
Oh, wow.
done as part of
right.
other activities. You can work on other things while you're training, but you do have to spend a week doing downtime, either training or just hanging out and either training and doing something else, or training and just kind of hanging out if you're not doing anything.
And it was Xanthar's that is where you have all the downtime activities, right? Because that's what I was looking at to try to prep.
Yeah, Xanathar's has a big list of them. I think they're coming out with a new one soon. Wizards is. But Xanathar's is kind of what I'm using right now.
Fair.
Alright, so yeah, it is the 18th of fall at 2. We have 7 days to pass. So I guess 3 of which you'll get the armor. But yeah, I guess I'll start with Alette. So what is she doing for these 7 days?
I forgot it was going to be 7 days. I didn't really think about about what she wanted to do.
Alright, well, I can start with Morgan then, and if
Okay,
you want to
thank
think
you.
about it. Morgan,
Yeah.
do you know what you're going to be doing for 7 days?
I have a few things that I would like to do. We'll see how many you allow me to get done in those 7 days. First is the splint mail. So I have not updated my sheet for that yet because I wanted to make sure that goes correctly.
Okay.
Yep.
So what...
Second, go ahead.
I was going to ask, there are 2 inns in town, the Noble's Delight and the Smoky Glade. The Noble's Delight is definitely the more cushy, expensive one. Which one did you want to stay in?
So the way I'd written my character was not the noble level, but like the one right below it, the one that was like 1 GP a day.
Okay.
So I'd look for some, yeah.
So that would probably be more the Smoky Glade, the average price.
Yeah, I like to spend money, but I don't necessarily like to live. Like, I don't like to be of a. I know I offended somebody yesterday by referring to classes, and that was not my intent. But I don't like to be, like of higher class and hanging out with nobility types.
Yeah. All right. So you're staying.
But I enjoy good drinking, good food, so I don't mind spending more on that.
Yeah. And what are you doing during that time? Those 7 days.
So the majority of the time, I would like to be carousing primarily.
Okay.
And my goal in that really is to, it's kind of twofold. One is to share my stories and make a little bit of a name for myself as an entertainer. And then number two would be to try to gather if there are any significant concerns related to the artifacts, the caves, the areas that we're exploring, like ancient legends or anything like that.
Alright, so the carousing will take most of your time.
Yep.
The other one you're describing is more like research. If you're
Okay.
trying to gain info on, like the Night Spire area or anything around there, that would be more like using a library and looking through books. I
No, it would
guess.
be mostly telling stories and mentioning the Night Spire stuff and just seeing if someone talks. So if nothing comes from that, unless I roll a natural 20 on something, then I'm good.
Okay. So let's see. You have 0 renown with Ferox right now, so that doesn't boost any of your stuff. Give me a. I think it's, what is it? Persuasion.
I think it's either persuasion. I would ask to potentially use performance because some of it is me trying to entertain, but I'm fine either way.
Let me check something.
I think it's the same roll for me. I'm always going to try to use. It is the same roll for me, but it's one of those things like I'm trying to be a performer more than a talker, so I'm fine either way.
All right.
The exact same roll.
So if you want, you can use gold to bolster this roll. I'll say every 50 gold pieces spent, up to 150 gives you +1 to the roll.
Unfortunately, I've got money spending elsewhere, and I haven't been with this group long enough to actually have that much money.
Okay, so that's fine. So instead of like, trying to make I'll say your performances more flashy with maybe gold for props and stuff. You're trying to save money. So go ahead and give me performance.
Okay. Would you allow me to use my audience box for a potential risk reward factor?
How so?
Good question. Actually, no, I don't think I will use it.
Okay.
Yep. There's a performance roll for you.
12.
Not great. Not bad.
Okay. So, you would make a Ferox contact. Contacts can be spent to gain advantage on a social roll, like persuasion, deception, performance. You can also spend them at this level of renown to gain 1 renown with the town for the basically for the group. But if you want, you would just add that to your resources as a Ferox content. Or, sorry, Ferox contact.
Yeah, so I wrote Ferox contact +1, advantage with social roll, or gain 1 renown with town. I will choose to hold on to that for the moment.
And give me a d20 roll.
Sure.
Because there could be additional happenings. 18.
Does anyone want me to perform specifically for them?
So, in addition, you would make 40 gold pieces from your performances.
Sweet. I made some money.
Yeah. So you get your splint mail. You go and pick it up. No issues. You would have to spend 7 gold pieces for the week.
That's fine.
And
in fact, I'm going to round it up to 10 just because I bought some nice meals and bought some people drinks periodically.
Okay.
That's my nature.
And I don't think I have any extra story stuff from you yet in the...
No, not yet. Sorry.
Okay. So I'll say that's it for now. Alette, you have an idea?
I mean, I think she would. I don't know if she would necessarily carouse, but I did see there was some gambling she could do.
There's gambling. There's like pit fighting.
But she is. No, she would be more into the gambling, I think.
Okay. So with gambling, there's definitely gambling. You
probably not super high stakes or anything, but just A little light
Yeah, sure. I mean,
gambling.
it just it depends on how much you want to wager. Let's see. 1 week, at least 10 gold pieces, up to a maximum of 1,000. So
I
do
think
you
that's
know?
what she would do because she wants money, but she's not really that responsible with it. So
All right.
like,
Do
she would be bored
you
and wanting to gamble.
do you know how much you want to wager?
I think she would do. See, we got a fair chunk, right? Um, where's the? Oh, it's on my new sheet. I put it on my new sheet. I think I'm thinking like 20, but let me just see if she wants to be a little more risky. I think 20 is a good place to start.
That is very not risky. All right. Especially when
Okay, 25.
the top is 1,000, 25
No,
is definitely.
let's make it 30. She's gonna make it 30.
All
She's
right.
she's gonna take more
High
little bit more
roller
risk.
here. All right. 30
I mean, she
gold.
only has 100 gold.
Oh, that's fair.
For her, it's quite high.
Yeah. She's breaking the bank. All right, 30 gold. So 1 week work week. So you have to make a series of checks. You make 3 checks: wisdom, charisma, and our wisdom, insight, charisma, deception, charisma, intimidation. If you have a gaming proficiency, you can replace one of those rolls with your gaming proficiency,
Wish
like
I had one of
dragon
those.
chess or cards or one of the one of those. So you don't have any, so you're just doing
Let
straight
me just
checks.
double check. I don't think my background gives me anything like that. I don't think fighter does. Yeah. Yeah, no, she doesn't have any particular talent in this. She's just doing it.
All right, so 30 gold pieces on the
Yep.
table. So
Yep.
first, I need a wisdom insight check as you attempt to
Okay.
read the various card
Okay.
gamers you're playing against.
Okay, gotta make sure. So we're still using our old sheets for now, right? Just want to make sure that there's the same stats. Our old our proficiency bonus didn't go up or anything, did it? No.
It
Oh, it did.
it
Okay.
does at 5, yeah, but you would
Oh, okay. So
technically
yeah, I'll
still be
use my old
4.
sheet for this. Yeah. All right. Insight.
And the DC is 2d10 plus 5. So you roll yours, and I roll 2d10 plus 5. Oh, that is a very good check. Yes, so you definitely win that one. That's one,
Okay.
what are they called? Let's see. Successes, yeah, so it's one success. Now I need a charisma deception check. Again, it's going to be 2d10 plus 5.
Say no bonus. Oh, okay.
Okay, 17.
Okay.
Oh!
Oh, that's a
Unfortunately,
good roll.
that is going to fail. Now on to the third check, which is going to be charisma intimidation, trying to psych out your opponents in these card games.
She'll use her like message spell to like whisper something intimidating in their head. I don't know.
That might be against the rules. Oh, wah, wah.
She broke the rules.
Yeah, that's what you got. Apparently, you got yelled at, and that would be a failure.
Oh, that would have been an easy one to beat too.
All right, so you got one success. Let's see what that gives you.
She didn't lose all of her money, maybe.
Bet 30. Wait, am I looking at the right thing? Sorry, give me one moment. I think I am. Yeah, I think I am. All right, so you make back 15 gold pieces.
Okay, so I
So
only
you
lost
lost
15.
half of it. Yeah.
Cool.
And give me a d20 roll
Sure.
to see what else may. Ooh.
Why? What's a 7?
So it looks like you made an enemy from
Oh,
from your gaming.
I mean, that kind of makes sense.
Possibly the guy who you were psychically trying to intimidate. But
This tracks.
you you have an altercation with one of the guys you're gambling with.
This is actually really on brand for her.
I would like to influence the rolls.
Give me you're doing your
I would
own
like
thing.
to slip a ace in Carly's sleeve, in Alette's
No.
sleeve.
It's too late for that, sadly.
Sorry.
I was not told
I
there'd
have
be
no idea what's happening.
any cheating during these
Collaboration.
games.
I mean, Alette was open to cheating, if that's possible. She would have
well,
cheated.
Yeah, you would have had to told me. But yes, I mean you could
Yeah,
you could have
damn it.
tried to cheat, but there's also
I guess
more
that was the
risk.
deception. The deception check was probably her trying to cheat.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you get into
okay.
an altercation. Would you try to talk it down or like basically just beat the guy up?
No, she would try. She would try to talk it down.
All right. Give
She's
me,
like barely.
Give me a persuasion.
Okay. Do I use an insight point on this?
You can. It is
No.
only one check.
Let's see. What do I have? I have. Ooh, no, she's just gonna do it. She's gonna persuade. Hey, no biggie.
All right. So let's see.
She's getting herself into more trouble here.
Just roll a couple of things.
What's this enemy's name? I need to know more.
Yeah, I can come up with a name if you want. But basically, a fight breaks out. You both end up getting thrown in jail for a short period of time.
Lovely. Lovely. Well, good to be back, she said.
It's like, I hate this town.
So Alette and Morgan are in jail?
But only...
No,
just...
Morgan's having a great time.
Morgan's
making friends.
Morgan's filling the house. He's...
What did you mean when you said you both?
You and the guy
Me and-
she got into a fight with. You both get thrown.
Yeah, I rolled a d20
Gotcha.
for complications, and
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah,
so
apparently I'm cursed when it comes to downtime complications because
Alette-
Uslag didn't do so well either.
Give me another persuasion check.
Okay.
As you are kind of talking to some of the guards. Alright, so yeah, it's not a big deal.
Feel free to drop my name, it might help.
They
She wouldn't.
they
She
don't
wouldn't know
let
to
you
do
out
that, I
right
don't
away, but you are released because it was just a small scuffle.
Yeah, she just said they just had to
Nobody
kinda
pressed
cool
charge.
down. It was just a cool down period.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just kind of leaves like nonchalantly, just not all that bothered by it really.
Alright,
Just
so the guy who you got into a fight with is put in for longer because he apparently started the fight. He gets a couple.
True,
days.
I did try to talk him down. You know? I tried to make peace. He wasn't having it.
So his name is Abrin.
Avrin. Okay.
Avrin Gloxo, I'll say.
Avrin with a V, like Veronica? Or
B is
B,
in
like-
boy. Abrin.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
put it up on screen in a second. I'm just
Cool.
making some notes under him. Alright. So
My
he
new
is,
nemesis.
He is very angry about this. Abrin Gloxo.
Oh, with the I. Okay.
So yeah, he's not too happy about you. But yeah, that's all that would happen. So go ahead and spend your 7 days of yeah.
Got in a fight with Uslog.
You got into a fight. Who?
Just Abrin. In the description, it says.
Oh, sorry. Too
That's
sweet
okay.
for your other character.
You are
Yeah.
Fight
Uslog,
with
not Carly. You're
Yeah.
Olette.
slow. She
4
is
years will
slower-
do that to you.
she's slowly assimilating you.
Alright. I changed it with Olette.
Cool.
So yeah, it would be 7 gold for your time at the inn, which is filled with people. I assume you're going to stay at the kind of, normal inn as well, the Smoky Glade.
Mhm.
Which is filled
the
with
colorful
people watching Morgan's shows. It's kind of sold out for, well, I guess it's not really a theater, so he just fills the tavern every night.
Yeah, people like to donate when I tell a good story.
Yeah.
Let's just kicking back. She was like, "This has been fun."
Did some
I'm gonna,
gambling,
like,
got- threw up
during the
some
performances-
fisticuffs. Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, just did some gambling, threw up some fisticuffs. It was a good week.
During
Yeah.
Morgan's performances, Estrella is gonna enjoy herself in the tavern and have a drink with her at all times. But she's gonna randomly kind of walk around and kind of have some single serving friend encounters where she sits down and chats with people and shoots the shit and what have you, and definitely points out that she knows the band and could get them a meet and greet, if they cover her bar tab.
You're talking about how you know Morgan. What was the name of that friend of yours, Olette, that came here with
Nairi?
you?
Oh,
I'm having trouble finding him. I thought I left him in
I just
Fairhouse.
looked at it. Earlier. But there's Devaldia, Deluvia, and Ajavi. Yeah, Ajavi, I think, is the one you're looking for.
Ajavi. Okay, yeah, he's in miscellaneous. That's why I couldn't find him. Why is he in miscellaneous?
Because he technically left, but I think he said he would be here for a while.
Yeah, he said he was going to be in Fairhawks. So Ajavi would come to you while you're sitting at the table and say, beating up townsfolk, huh?
Show that I tried to resolve it peacefully, as
He,
usual.
He smiles and says, well, I've seen you try to resolve things peacefully. You're not very good at talking down situations. He says, but hey.
Better at starting them.
He says, but
Yeah.
hey, you're out of the clink, so welcome back. And he raises a glass to you.
She'll cheers him.
All right.
How's it been here? I guess she would ask.
Says, oh man, your friend Morgan's just he's killing it up there. He's been bringing in people every day. The place is packed. It's been the Smoky Morgan show
Wow.
instead of the Smoky Glade.
There's ways to interpret that I'm not necessarily agreeing with.
He says he says, do you know who Nairi is? It seems like he's always saying how she's like a bad guy in all his stories. It's weird.
Wow, you picked on that after one story. You haven't even heard the other two that I've written where she is similarly placed.
She might have gotten a little bit overzealous in a certain fight, and I think that made an impression on him. He seems very impressionable.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that your friend?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll bring the camera back to you in a moment. But yeah, make sure you spend your 7 gold pieces for your... I assume you're going to be staying at the Smoky Glade as well. Right.
Smoky
Glade.
The tavern?
89.
For Olette, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 7 gold pieces. Is that for the week? Or
yeah,
for the...
that would be for the
night,
week.
okay.
1 gold a night.
Cool.
So,
All right.
Una, what are you doing for the week?
I forgot who I was, and I actually, honestly, when I spoke up earlier, was thinking I was Estrella. Sorry.
Yeah, but it kind of worked for both of them, so I just let you go.
But no, actually, yeah, I feel like it does work. Una would totally
She's like, yeah, I know that guy.
hang out in the tavern and talk to patrons and kind of do the single serving friend technique, and then oh yeah, I totally know him. Do you want to meet and greet after the show? And completely not even asking Morgan if this is okay. But if there's any gullible fanboys or fangirls that like fall for it, then maybe Una gets some of her bar tab covered.
So are
I
you
don't
doing
know.
crime for the week? Is that your downtime? You
Crime?
stealing?
I don't know. Is that
One-
crime? No.
Crime. So there's crime, and then there's a heist. Heist is like a lot higher level and much more high stakes. Crime is like petty, like stealing from people, maybe like breaking
I
into a
was
few
thinking,
houses.
no, I was thinking more like that I was just like carousing, but
Carousing?
like also maybe getting my bar tab paid for by promising like meet and greets with the bard.
All right, so you're doing carousing.
Yeah.
All right, so that is charisma based.
Oh shit.
Are
Okay.
you sure you want to do carousing?
Yeah, she's not like uncharismatic. She's not crazy good though.
That's what
Alright.
I was thinking with the gambling, but
She
you
just might
know.
make more money doing crime, but that's fine.
Okay, yeah. Let me do this. Okay, single serving friends also if they have an extra
Picking some
perk,
pockets,
like, maybe it goes
yeah.
missing.
Okay.
Most of my companions are going to end up in jail over this week.
Look, only one of them's
You
ended up in
barely
jail
Did
so
it? Why
far.
can't I?
Only,
Like Morgan met us in this dungeon. He thinks we're like heroes, and we're just
Yeah,
coming back to
it's
town.
like- It's like, wait, who's in jail? Alette's in
You're not
jail.
allowed
What the
to
hell
not-
happened?
Oh,
Wait, now
okay, so-
Una's in jail too? Well,
I
we
mean,
have to roll
Una
for it.
figures that if Alette can get arrested and nobody's gonna say anything or give her grief, then I'm free to like do my thing.
All right. So
She's making a bad impression on Una. Or
Morgan's going to have to rethink his traveling companions who he associates himself with.
well, he can always go and also ask Alette, like, why were you arrested? What's going on? But all right. So for crime, so you're mostly doing like petty, like maybe picking some pockets, breaking into some places, but nothing like
yeah, I'm
overly
cutting
risky.
some purses. I'm dipping some fingers in loose pockets. I'm looking for opportunities. Opportunistic crimes.
Okay. It costs 25 gold to do basically research and get things you need to perform several of the crimes. You can give yourself a +1 for every extra 25 gold you want to spend to your rolls.
All right, let me look here. I don't remember. I think we split up some gold, but let me look and see what's in
the gold
the-
was split last game, so you
Okay, yeah,
probably
she's got
have
gold.
some.
All right, let's do 25 plus 25, like one extra. So,
Alright, so
50.
+1 on your rolls.
Yeah.
All right. So, let's see. You can choose the DC, how risky you want this to be. You can do 10, 15, 20, or 25. Higher risk yields higher reward. Basically, kind of representing, how high a marks you want to go for. But obviously, they have more security.
Sorry, okay, can you say that again? I was adjusting.
Yeah, so you choose the DC. You can go 10, 15, 20, or 25, depending on, are you hitting like high security targets or like, more
And will
poor
these
or
be
middle
sleight of
class
hand or
people.
stealth or both?
It's going to be 3 checks: dexterity, stealth, dexterity, thieves tools, and you can use intelligence, investigation, wisdom, perception, or charisma, deception for the third one.
Investigation. Say the third one again. What I can use for the third roll?
For the third roll, you can use investigation, perception, or deception. The first 2 are stealth and thieves tools.
Okay. All right. And I can use inspiration points on the individual rolls if I call it before, right?
You can't use inspiration on these. Downtime
I cannot.
activities
All right.
you can.
Let's go for the 15.
15, alright. So go ahead and give me a stealth check first.
Oof.
Oh. So that's a
oh my
success.
goodness.
Like this, that feels good, but also I feel like maybe like everything else goes downhill from
That's
here.
what happened to me.
Alright, give me a thieves tools check.
Which
Basically,
is sleight of hand.
I think you have
believe.
advantage on this because you have sleight of hand.
I believe that's the. Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh,
that's a
I
success.
should roll twice. Or
And-
it doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's just you have to beat a 15. And what do you want your third check to be?
I'm gonna do you said so perception or deception. They're both the same for me, but
Perception, deception, or investigation.
I'm gonna do perception or deception. They're both the same for me, and I'm gonna add an inspiration point.
Well, you can't do inspiration point, but you have +1.
Oh, fuck, okay. All right, here goes perception. Well, perception and deception are the same, so. Oh no! Oh! There we go. Sorry, I was rolling.
Wow.
I was rolling on D&D Beyond, and so it's like an actual like visual dice roll, like on the tabletop, and it like fluctuated
Alright.
between like 3 and 18.
So you, your crime pays off, and you manage to make 120 gold pieces
Nice.
Oh.
from
Thank you.
various jobs you
Awesome.
pull around the town. Now I need a D20 roll to see if there's any additional results of your actions.
Ooh.
15. Let's see.
Can I spend some of the money I gain like to like pay other people's bar tabs like while I'm carousing?
Well, you aren't carousing. I mean, you're not downtime carousing, but if you want,
Okay.
you can spend some money like to RP. It's not going to do anything for you.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, all right. So yeah, like
So with the 15, you get a tip on a potential mark. If you do crime again within the next few weeks, you will gain advantage on all your rolls.
ooh. So okay, so on all
Yeah. You have 4 weeks to do it again.
on
And you'll
all
have-
checks
On all checks involved in the crime.
for next
That's good to
crime.
know.
Within 4 weeks, basically. So a month. So you are kind of doing your crimes during the day and maybe hanging out with Morgan, who's doing his shows in the evenings, as well as carousing. I guess, Morgan, would you say anything as she is promising to, or she brings people to meet you? Like, how would he react to that?
Well, so first, when she introduces me as the bard, I fake extreme offense at the
Okay.
mischaracterization of who I am.
I'm
But
sorry,
eventually,
I'm sorry, the performer, the storyteller, the gleeman.
but eventually, I would, as long as they aren't people that are. Well, let me ask you this: do you bring over people of a nobility class to me to impress?
Lou, do I manage to impress any or make single serving friends of any nobilities?
I don't know. This is your storyline. You tell me.
Oh, okay. I mean, I think I was just carousing with the we're in a common, we're not in a high upscale tavern,
No, the
right?
Smoky Glade, I mean, there's some merchants there that are trying to save money, but I wouldn't say there's any nobility or rich people
Yeah,
there.
so I would say middle class merchant and working class and like what have you is probably the people I'm chatting with and bringing. And I'm not expecting that every single person I speak with all night like actually accepts my offer or like pays me or whatever. But like, yeah, if there's I'd say a couple people through the night that like manage to like fall for my like little story, I bring them to you at various points between sets or whatever, between stories, and I refer to you as, you know, the storyteller or the gleeman or something, and introduce you with reverence.
Hey, I love your stories. Yeah, you're doing great up there. We love it.
So for the most part, I would be happy to carouse with them and chat them up and share more stories. I'm happy to talk with anyone and just as long as it doesn't kind of like you're not like butting somebody else out of the way or something like that. Yeah, 100% just chatting them up.
All right, both of you give me persuasion checks. I'll give you a little bit of bonus for this creativity.
All right, persuasion. All right.
Not bad.
Ooh,
All right, so I'll say the two
I'm
of
wasting
you.
all my good rolls.
uh,
Y'all are I'm gonna be useless in combat.
Doing this throughout the week, the two of you each make one additional Ferox contact. So
Ooh, sweet.
Una would
Does that make
one,
3?
and Morgan would make an extra one.
Yeah, so that's 2 for me now.
Okay.
Yeah. Not guaranteeing doing this in future downtimes is going to have this happen, but yeah.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
But for being creative with this bit of storytelling, I'll give that to you. All right, and just in case you didn't know, Una, those can be used to gain advantage on a like a social check, or you can use them at this level of renown to gain 1 renown within Ferox, because currently the
Okay.
group's at 0.
Gotcha.
Okay. Any other side story stuff for RP that any of you are doing during the week?
I have some shopping still to do if you're good with that, Lou.
Yeah, I mean, so you can buy things at book prices right now, or book price, anything you want.
So I have one clarification on that. For a saddle, I don't see anything about like the horse having storage related to a saddle, so I'm hoping to augment that with like a bag of some kind as well. Not looking for like
I think there's
massive.
saddlebags in the.
Oh, is there? I didn't find it.
Yeah, if there's
I didn't-
saddlebags, if not, you can just buy like some sacks or something, and say you tie it to your horse. That's fine. Anything else? Anyone else?
I would also work on a and again, if I don't have time for this, Lou, I'm okay with that. But I do have a disguise kit already, and what I would like to do is try to work on and again, if I don't have time for that, that's fine. But like finding people that I can impersonate well, and developing a persona that is somebody that I might be usable or recognizable in the future.
Any particular kind of people?
So the only person I was thinking of was the Smith, just from a notable townsperson, somebody that a lot of people would know from the town. Not necessarily like a governor or something like that. Just I'm trying to be well known. Who has more renown currently than I do?
Within the town?
Yeah.
Oh, a bunch of people. I mean, you guys are. You're.
Well, yeah, but
Or go ahead.
sorry, like somebody who is of that like middle, like, hey, everybody knows his name.
I mean, Smith. There's the innkeeper. There's probably a couple of market vendors who are well known. I mean, the nobility. There's a couple of families that have large
Yeah.
houses. So
I think the
there's,
innkeeper. Let's go for the innkeeper.
All right. So let's see. I don't think I have a name for the innkeeper, so I'll just create a new character. Uslo Drax, the half-orc innkeeper of the Smoky Glade. He is older, like an older fellow. Scar on the right side of his face.
And just for RP and well, and other purposes in general, am I able, again, using the disguise kit to potentially make myself look like a half orc? Is that too far?
No, you could do that. There's
Okay.
like little attachments you put onto your ears and such. So he's older, scar on the right side of his face, mellow, stoic. You believe he is a retired fighter.
Good to know.
Some
I'm
flavor.
keeping a list of disguises prepared of people
Yes,
that I am
you definitely
able to.
should have a list of these as resources. But yeah, he's not friendly at first, but yeah, after you guys have been there for a while, he.
Especially, I'm spending money, I'm making money, I'm guessing people are coming in, he doesn't mind me.
Oh yeah, you're bringing in a lot of people, so he's definitely at the point where he's waving at you and maybe starting little conversations here and there, talking about his exploits back when he was fighting out in the world. But Una, you also have to spend 7 gold pieces for the week if you stay at the Smoky Glade. I don't know if you have already.
Is that where we're all staying, or?
Unless you want to stay at a fancier place, like the
Okay,
Noble's
no,
Delight.
that's the basic then. I
All
will
right.
get
So
from her. Yeah.
there is one other event that happens during the week. So, Alette, I'll say one of the days when you are up in your room, maybe you just got back from being in jail for the night. You come home very tired and pissed off and kind of
Oh,
dirty.
she's not super pissed off.
Maybe not.
She's.
Okay, maybe not
It was
pissed
kind
off
of
then.
fun.
Yeah, it was maybe a little exciting. But when you get back to your room, you would notice that one of the statues that you sold to the Tortivore is sitting on your bed.
Oh.
Ooh.
Ooh, spooky.
You're kind of look at it, like look at your bag. You scratch your chin a little,
I
maybe.
could have.
Yeah.
I know I'm bad with numbers, but I'm pretty sure. Like count on her fingers. Yeah, no, I think we sold all of them. She's going to.
I'm assuming you're alone in your room at this point.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
imagine.
this is a
yeah.
couple of days.
I'm just trying to think if she would think to detect magic because we did encounter that other one, so I think she would detect magic on this. Maybe Lazard left this one behind for me. Is this the
Alright.
same one that? Yeah.
So you cast Detect Magic.
Yeah.
Strangely enough, you don't detect any magic on this art piece. And thinking back, you don't think you did when you first found it either.
Yeah, that's right. I think I did do that. Yeah. She would do it again. So, okay, weird. She'll pocket it.
We can sell it again. Woo!
Okay. So
I mean, maybe she might like she might like sit with it a little bit, but yeah.
As you go to take the statuette, a female voice booms in your mind, Alette, Alette, and it echoes. You kind of look around the room a bit surprised, not sure where that just came from.
It might. I wonder if it sounds. She would kind of jump a little bit. Yes. Who's there? She'd look around.
There's
Getting a
no
little spooky.
response.
This will make for a really good spooky story later. Just talking to herself.
So you've heard, I think, voices in your mind before, right?
Yeah. Does this one sound familiar though?
It doesn't. It sounded like, well, it sounded like an older woman, but you don't recognize the voice. Something about it is oddly familiar, but you don't recognize who it's coming from.
Okay.
Almost like maybe like a voice echoing from your childhood or something you heard when you were very young, type of feeling.
Okay.
Some sort of familiarity, but it's
Like a passing
So now
familiarity.
she's thinking it's not someone in the room, which is what she thought at first.
Yes, because it sounded like they were right
no.
behind you, and you just spun around as if someone just yelled your name, but there was no one there.
Okay. Yeah, maybe being back here is messing with my head a little bit. She's still talking. She's just talking to herself in her room about it. Yeah, that's weird. I guess she'll just study the statuette.
Are we all
a little
together,
longer.
or this is like in our rooms?
This
at
is
night,
up in
right?
her room. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Alright, so you study the statuette and what?
Yeah, she just studies it and maybe passes out.
Alright, just goes to bed. Or takes a nap at least,
Yeah.
because she was in jail all night.
yeah, she's exhausted and thinking that maybe she's just imagining things for now.
Alright.
But yeah, she'll fall asleep with it just like on her face.
Alright, fair enough. Give me one
that's what
moment
she
to
would do.
check over some names. You guys can, keep talking or RP. But yeah, I just need a moment.
I'm
to
gonna
check
put that
something.
statuette in my inventory because she would definitely keep it if
Okay.
it's still there in the morning.
Maybe it was a dream.
Yeah.
So I would probably at some point ask you about, wait, you were in jail? Why?
Okay, long story. It wasn't my fault. We were having a game. There was a disagreement. He thought I was cheating. I wasn't cheating. I tried to talk him down. He was very unreasonable. And, we just had to cool off for a couple nights. I
Yeah,
don't
but
know how long, actually.
usually you want to try and like cool off without the authorities. Like that's kind of the just be more chill next time. You don't want to get arrested. That you get a record that way. Then they start watching you more closely. You don't want that.
I never learn, but it's fine though. It's I'm sure Abram is cool with it. We're good buddies now.
Well, all I know is you always seem to have this problem when you've been drinking too much.
I wasn't. She actually probably was. I don't know.
Ajavi
She
says.
doesn't really drink a lot.
Well, I will say I've been spending
I
my
might have
time
had-
trying to build a name for ourselves here in this town, and I know you don't know what to call yourselves yet, but the actors might be an appropriate name. Just suggesting. And let's try to keep ourselves on the up and up, I would suggest.
Oh, I've been working too. Like I totally Morgan. Like I'm with you. Like I've been talking you up and like Alette up and like
I was
yeah,
trying to make
yeah.
friends and make a little money for the party,
Well,
You
and I
pay
will
me.
say, yes, gambling can bring a lot of joy to people, so I'm okay with that. That's nothing wrong with that, but try not to end the joy with violence.
Like I said, I chose peace first.
Initially.
Initially. Thank you. That's big words for her. Yes.
Fair. Just chatting it out as I get to understand you and helping you understand where I'm coming from as well.
So Morgan, you're like all about like reputation and like image and like I don't know, like kind of some glamour, like making us look good. Like what's your shtick?
Well, it's not so much about our reputation or making us look good or for any kind of personal glory. By inspiring people, by sharing our stories, by sharing our words of wisdom, we help everyone else find more joy and entertainment in their lives. We are, after all, as humans, as orcs, as sorry, I'm forgetting what you all are as characters. But I would say whatever your species are, there's a part of us that needs entertainment and joy in our life, and that's my goal. That's really all it is.
So there is a name that's starting to develop for the group that you've kind of been hearing more and more as you tell your stories, Morgan. They're calling you Seekers of the Spire.
Mm.
That works.
Not exactly, roll like a quick roll off the tongue.
Seekers, though. I mean, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
We're
Fire
seekers
seekers?
Seekers of the Spire.
Okay.
Or wait, are you saying a
We were
different,
workshopping
name?
it.
Oh, I see. I see.
We can keep workshopping.
No, yeah, Seekers of the Spire. Seekers.
But yeah, Morgan, like I know you say you're not a bard, but like sometimes you really talk like a bard. Just saying.
Well, there's talk, and then there's my axe, and I just kind of lightly tap on it.
True. Yeah.
Did you go to
You were-
school for that?
You were pretty
Or-
useful. Yeah. You did some good shit downstairs. Like made us help save the Myconoids. I don't think I could have done it without you. I thought I was pretty sneaky, but there was some really scary bits when I was sneaking, and if you hadn't distracted them, I don't think that would have worked.
I appreciate your willingness to take that on and venture deep on your own in that way, and sorry we ran away and left you.
In the end, we
Ajavi-
were all the distraction.
I
be
knew what was
honest,
down. I
you
knew. I mean, I accomplished my mission and I was unseen. So like, I totally could have hid for a bit. But yeah, luckily I got back to you guys pretty quick. But like, no, I understand why you guys ran away. You distracted them, so they were onto you and following you. That totally made sense.
Javi says, "Wait, that Myconid story with the zombie spore or zombie mushrooms was true? I thought that was just a
Some
story."
of my stories are true.
He says,
In a
"So
sense.
So Nairi actually turned on the group and stole a bunch of stuff, and you had to hunt her down.
Well,
Oh,
some
sort of.
parts are true.
Maybe I don't know.
Oh, I was gonna say, I thought Nairi was a good friend of yours, Outlet.
Like,
Still
That
don't
part
know.
where Nairi is definitely a slayer of trying to capture dinosaurs is definitely true as well.
Yeah.
Rogan says, it's a good thing she didn't
Alette
come back to
agrees
the
with that.
village with us. Smiling. I think next time she comes to trade here, she's gonna hear some interesting things about her.
Is Nairi in the room right now when this conversation's happening?
No, Nairi is with the Tordivore. She went back to the base to help defend, so she didn't come to town with you. She's
I
with
definitely
us.
use my mimicry skill to sound like her on occasion.
oh my
during
gosh.
storytelling.
So we are potentially like escalating tensions between the humans and the elves just by making Nairi like some sort of foil or no, what's the word? Not foil.
You're thinking about this too much. We're not planning this out. Come on. Things happen. Life happens.
Well, I, for one, think it's hilarious, Rogan says, and you are an awesome addition to this group.
Like a good story.
No one's going to remember. They'll probably won't even remember.
Is Rogan wait, a question out of character. Is Rogan a hero in Morgan's stories?
Rogan has not come up in the stories yet.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, he's
yet.
probably being pretty genuine and unbiased. All right. So, all right, go with it. Yeah.
So Rogan.
Nairi didn't piss me off's too strong of a word. Nairi liked to play a little bit with me during that first meeting, and so this is my way of returning it back to her.
That's how you handle.
Slight retaliation. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
I share that with all of you to consider what role.
He says slight, but he has no idea the repercussions.
In my stories.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Agent of Chaos.
Agent of Chaos. So the days are passing. Let's see. Oh yeah, there is one other thing that happens. Did you tell them about what you experienced, Alette, with the statuette? Or do you kind of keep that to yourself?
I think she'll just keep that to herself for now.
Yeah.
Because
I
she
feel
probably
like we're not quite buddy yet, are we?
I mean, maybe with Una, but yeah, definitely. Sorry, sorry, Morgan. She just met you.
No, it's fine. I don't mind.
But, yeah.
Did you guys know? Did you hire a camp yet? I know the option had come up, but I don't have any notes on your camp, so I don't think you did.
None hired. No, I don't.
Okay.
We just have the Rogan that we were paying.
Yeah.
We didn't have enough people to really establish a camp. We were just keeping them where we were falling back to. And then we had the elves that we were like going to for supply. Well, first the Bloodhound, and then the elves, where we like might have gone to them for supplies. But
what did I say your group name was?
the Seekers of
the Spire. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll workshop it.
Yeah, we're gonna work on that. It's not exactly catchy.
Yeah, the group is a little bit more well known because of Morgan's stories. And in fact, just because your renown is so low right now, I'll say that gives you 1 level with the city from the stories. Let me make a note of that.
I'll probably end up spending the renown on that eventually, but I wanna see how this plays out and how often we come back before I spend it.
You don't really spend renown. In the new rules, renown just kind of gets you benefits with a group. So like you might see things like lower prices on things, like you might get free lodging, like someone offers you to stay with them, or free dinner for a night. And if you get really popular, you get like maybe people in higher places in the city start coming to you to ask you for favors or paying you for things, stuff like that. You can lose renown, but it's more for like doing things that get you infamy within an area or with a group.
Will it ever be like
so like if Una gets caught breaking into the Lord's manor, that might get the group some infamy, which will take away renown. Or
will there ever be? Would there ever be like advantage on checks overall, kind of like, or is that like really high
It
level?
can if it gets high enough. It kind of depends on what you're trying to do.
That takes a while. Okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
right
that's
now
fine.
you're only at 1. It's not like a char where you guys like were loved for,
We have
saving
to
the
like
town.
really save them from a bad thing, or like some big heroic deed that they are all aware of or something. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So the only other thing that happens, of course, unless of course any of you want to do something else. Oh, hang on a sec. Towards the end of the week, I'll say, Alette, while in the bar, you are approached by an older gentleman who sits down at the table and he says, you are Alette, yes?
What?
He
How
says,
did you know?
My
Am I
apologies.
famous?
My name is Vance, Adrian Vance. I am a contact from the Tribe Guild. I was sent here to
Oh,
check in with you and see how things are going with the Spire. He says,
oh,
I'm
they're going
hearing... Or go ahead.
great. No problems.
He says, I'm hearing things from the town about, about a lot of different stories of your exploits there. Apparently you were the first known of group that went there and came back. He says there are a lot of others gearing up to go there, but apparently the Tordivore tribe has sort of taken over the area and isn't currently letting other groups in, at least not yet. He says, how did you manage to get them to let you in, just out of curiosity?
Used our networking and connections. Networking connections. Making friends.
And
I might have some people in the Tordivore that,
and I'll
I know
say,
personally.
Una and Morgan are in the bar, but you're not at the table. But you see this guy walk over. Maybe Una, you might hear some of this conversation with your 16.
I just really want to know how his baldric works. Like he's got like swords like sheathed at his back, but they're like
Oh wow! Look at that.
and like
That's
they're both-
fancy.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. Go ahead. Sorry.
It's actually like one of those double-bladed spears, like Darth Maul has. So it's like,
I know,
It's like that- it's collapsible.
jointed. It's jointed, and it's just folded
yeah,
up right now, and
that's
he like pulls it out and
the
like,
top half of it. So he says, so you have friends within that tribe. I'm just glad you were able to.
That's why they sent me.
I see.
Oh, I've heard of the tribe. Like there's like a lizard girl that's like super good, like a druid. She sounds so cool. Sorry.
Or talk about you. This is
Una
this
would
is Una.
fangirl.
He says, no, I
she-
meant the Tordivore tribe. And hello, little
Oh.
girl. Is this a friend of yours?
This is she was a big help in. She's probably did most of the work actually. Just putting that out there, and getting into the spire, the night spire. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally want to be. I want to be tribe. I want to be like. Can I have? Yeah. Can you put in a good word for me? Like I've been helping a lot. Like I want new membership. Yeah.
I think she would make a really great addition, personally.
This as well. We're still trying to establish sort of a beachhead for this adventure into the Night Spire. We don't really have a base of operations yet, but once we set up a guild hall within the town, I'm sure we could officially make you a member. Not that that will get you much else here, but if you go to other parts of the Empire, being part of the Tribe Guild does have its benefits.
Hey,
I
mean,
she'll like kind of elbow her, like, cool.
I mean, I just to clarify, like, I mean, there might be kind of a weird little caveat where I might be a member of another guild that conscriptedly, but yeah, that's what I want. Tell me how I can help.
Well, like I said, I can give you more more options to join once we're officially established here. Now, out of curiosity, he kind of motions over to Morgan, who I'll say is currently kind of finishing up one of his sets. He says, that individual, the paladin, he is one of the people spreading many of these stories about you. Is he also a friend of yours, or just a bard who you've told your tales to?
Don't call him a bard. He doesn't like that.
Yeah.
Oh, is
Yeah,
he
we met
not?
him a little bit further into, or sort of at the tail end of our adventure, and he helped us get through a pretty big fight there at the end. So
I see.
I guess, yeah.
He says, well, I'd actually be curious to meet some of your other allies, but one of the big questions I had for you, Alette, is, I guess, is this place a good place to put down a guild hall? Do you see a lot of profit in exploring Nightspire? Is it worth the tribe's time to establish something here for our members?
Well, it certainly does go deeper than what I originally thought. There's definitely more to explore there. Yeah, I mean, as long as there might be some issues with the Tortivar, but they've been letting us go in.
And what about unrest here? Any issues with attacks on the town or attacks on the area, things that might require mercenaries?
Besides, like, seems like there's a lot of goblins in the woods and some bloodhand here and there. But seems like the town's been pretty quiet, pretty boring, to be honest.
I see. This is, well, it sounds like Nightspire and maybe some of these goblin tribes would be the draw for our people. I mean, this is a fairly isolated area. I'll have to think about what you've told me. Can you give me an idea of how much you've made from the treasures you brought back?
Okay, just because I don't know, what would the honest answer be here?
What was it, like a couple hundred?
I think we did we split it up?
Yeah, we did split it up. I think we each got
Each
like
person
100
got
gold.
about 100, so there was
Okay.
what, 5 of
Like
us, so
400.
about 500.
105. And then
Yeah.
we also had some gems that were like we decided to keep for spell components. So
I
maybe
won't
another
mention
100 or
those.
two, just like from that.
Yeah, so she would maybe round down a little.
7-ish hundred.
Yeah.
In gold value. I don't know if there
Yeah,
was.
she's like,
Well,
I'm not great at bookkeeping, but this is
you
about
nice like you got a fancy sword and like I probably a couple of nice things, and
Yeah.
I got a bag of holding. So I don't know. We could maybe say 800 to 1,000. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Is he looking for a number, or does he want just like, oh yeah, it's been lucrative, or?
Sort of both, like, if you think it's been
Okay.
lucrative and, like, kind of a number estimation.
Yeah, so she would definitely say like it's been decently lucrative, and then if he pushes further, she would give him like a kind of general rounded down, maybe just a little bit. I don't know.
Gotcha. He says, well, it sounds like it's been worth your time, and it sounds like it would be worth the guild's time to look into this area further. For now, I can offer you some help, as the guild has sent me some resources to put at your disposal. I have a small group of soldiers, trustworthy men, who can act as a fortifying unit, a campsite, basically giving you security in certain areas that you travel into. They can also help you move your heavier things around. This is going to be dangerous for them, but they all know the risks. So, if you'll accept it, I'd like to put you in touch with these people.
Sure.
Yeah,
This is
sure.
you-
Always happy to make more friends.
You don't have to worry about feeding them as they have their own supplies, but you will have to pay them. The price would be 5 gold a week. to
But
pay all
they're
their
well
salaries.
trained. They're like good and elite and like did Beryl pick them herself? Because like I if she signed off on them, then I want those.
Says, I don't know who signed off on them, but they are loyal to the tribe.
Okay.
They
All
are.
right, I'll take it.
They're not experienced in necessarily direct conflict, but they are good at defending areas and helping to make safe havens, if that makes sense. They're very
I think that's
defensive.
what we need.
The tactics, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they should be of use to you, along with some laborers who can help you with any of the treasures you need hauled out, or if you need some work done with digging or any type of physical labor. All right,
Oh,
so
okay.
he is basically.
Well, that's good. We
setting
definitely
you
need
up.
help with that. As many muscles as possible because we don't really have. Actually,
Alette has a
does
type.
Morgan look strong? I don't
Alette
know.
has a type. She
Well,
wants the muscle bounds.
it's maybe. But also we don't have any strength in the party. So
Yeah.
So Morgan, would
maybe
you
Morgan does look strong. I
do
don't know.
anything to like go and talk to them or see what's going on, or are you just gonna kind of keep doing your own stuff?
Unless I'm specifically invited over, I mean, we're carousing. Like lots of conversations are happening, and I'm not.
Mm.
paying
Right.
attention.
I imagine if like he finished his set, she would wave him over. But at the time, he was in the middle of a set. so-
We keep
Yeah,
talking- we're like set, and we keep talking about like set and like like he's a bard, but
we can say he finished his
Performer,
set.
Yeah.
yeah, good.
Yeah.
So you see her kind of wave you over, Morgan.
Hello, everyone. What's going on now?
Oh. They he's sent from the tribe. Like he might have met Beryl.
Who?
I'm
Good-
sure Morgan,
good,
as a storyteller and a collector of stories, you have heard of the tribe and
Doesn't ring a
Beryl.
bell. Are they famous in some regard?
Adrian stands and says, "It's good to meet you, sir. I've very much been enjoying your act throughout these last few days. My name's
Thank
Adrian."
you. I'm a.
Go ahead.
Go
Sorry.
ahead. I am an entertainer of much renown. I love people who bring joy to this world. I would love to hear more of your tribe. Is that a some kind of a village or small gathering of people?
He says, "The tribe." My name is Adrian Vance, by the way. It'd be rude to not introduce myself. But the tribe is a fairly well-known group of adventurers and mercenaries who you may not have heard of them because they're more active on the west side of the empire, but they've helped in the protection of several border towns as well as established or help establish the new government of a rebuilt Issac. He says they consist of some very well-trained and powerful mercenaries. And I assume he'll go into a couple of stories about them, telling you about some of the more well-known exploits of theirs. Then kind of gets to a part where he says, and in more recent times, to help spread protection and to help the Empire, they've started a guild of specialists and mercenaries. I am who I am one of, and I'm here to help Alette further the reputation of the tribe and help to maybe protect Ferox as well as look into the dangers of the Spire.
Righty. Well, I appreciate that you're willing to help us in such a regard with little to no recompense.
He says, Alette is a valued member of the guild, and the recompense will be helping the area as well as maybe profiting a bit from the exploration of the Night Spire. So that's where the tribe will, hopefully profit, as well as smaller jobs of protecting people who might be in danger and any other needs the town might have.
And I'm assuming you'll have no problem with other people looking to profit, entertain, or help anyone else. You're not looking for some form of exclusivity here, are you?
Says no. We just have more resources than many of the freelance mercenaries who might be coming here. Some jobs might be a little bit too big or dangerous for those folks, so that's where we shine, as we have a bit more people and resources at our disposal. He says, but
I'd probably continue the conversation, but I don't have much to add.
yeah, that's fine. So yeah, he brings over one of the people in the camp, and you actually recognize him. It's Senshi.
Morgan does, or somebody else does?
Morgan does. It's one of the people you saved from the goblins.
Oh, nice. Would say hello to him and say, it's Senshi. How have you been staying safe since we last met?
Well, it was this was I think before your time. This was
Wait,
one of the
that was confusing a little bit.
yeah, it was one of the people Alette saved from the goblins. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking to me in like some
Oh,
part of
that's
my
what I
backstory.
meant too.
No, sorry. Yeah,
Sorry.
I should have
Yeah.
specified. Senshi was one of the people who was tied up in the goblin camp that you managed to rescue. I think he was the badly wounded
I do
one.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember.
So he says,
yeah.
"It's very good to see you again, Alette, Una, both of you.
Wait, I remember you.
Adrian, I owe these to my lives, actually. Myself and Breda and Kilter. All three of us were in quite the dire straits." He says, "Oh, you didn't even mention that. Well, great. That
I kind of
makes-
forgot about it,
Uh,
to be honest.
Yeah, he says, well, Senshi and them didn't mention that either. I actually hired them along with some others in town, so. Well, good. Some of you know each other then. Excellent. He says that
Hey, this will be fun.
that will make things easier.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, we'll say you guys talk for a bit, but after that, he is going to take his leave unless someone else wants to talk to him or ask him anything. He says, I might need, before he goes, he says, the only other thing I'd say, Alette, is I might need some help with raising funds to establish a guild hall here. I mean, it's of course your money to spend as you wish, but if you do wish to contribute to the guild hall, the things that it can offer you will be of use going forward. So just keep it in mind.
Yeah, I'm great with money.
He nods. It's time to go to the gambling hall. It's like,
One might ask, how much does it typically cost to establish a guild hall? What type of expenses are we looking at here?
well, I'm still kind of figuring that out. I'm guessing that we'll probably buy one of the established houses if anyone's selling. If we have to build from scratch, I'm probably looking at about 400 to 500 gold, so it's not cheap. But we'll be paying for part of that. I'll get you more numbers the next time you're in town. But yeah,
We'll just keep making money. How about that?
So will there be like a christening or like an activation ceremony, like something where like the real tribe members, the original tribe members, like a visit, like come here, like.
he says, "Oh, well, no one's heard from the tribe members in several years, so I don't know.
Oh,
We
really?
hope they're okay, but yes, we've lost contact with them. So I can't promise they'll be
Weird.
here."
Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Okay.
He nods and says, "But I'll be staying at the Smoky Glade for now." And he gives you a
Good
room
choice.
number. He says, "If you wish to come speak with me, feel free to."
Okay.
Just like as a very quick, like little, like just to fill in, Gray Morgan. The tribe is the previous Monday evening group who played the Trouble at Char campaign for 4 years and had really high level characters, like, and that had established enough of an influence in Terivia that we had some chapters and stuff. So when we talk about tribe and members of that tribe, that's where that's coming from. It's from the previous Monday evening group. I don't know if Morgan was lost, so I wanted to put that out there.
I think you.
No, I
already-
was just
Go
I was
ahead.
playing that up. I actually was playing with that group, as you may recall.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. Well, that is probably the last event that would happen during the week. So unless anyone else wants to do something, you guys, would level up at the end of the week. Finish out your,
Nice.
whatever things you were working on. Now we just have to decide what they want or what you want to do.
So are we what level are we going to?
I believe
4 or
5.
5? Okay.
So I spent a little bit more money on some saddles and stuff like that, and then I put that note in there. If there's enough time, I would like to add Adrian as a potential mimicable person.
Yeah, sure. You can say you study him a bit in case you want to.
Yeah, it's mostly I need to be able to. I think it was like I needed to be able to hear him for like some period of time. Actually, I don't know if it said a time.
We
Yeah,
did
that's
talk
fine.
Quite a bit.
We'll say maybe you also, maybe for a couple of times throughout the week, talk to him. Maybe about joining the tribe or something, just so you can, get more time with him. But yeah, the group is ready, and Ajavi would ask to join the camp as well. He says, "I've been not doing much around town. I kind of miss you, Alette. I'd like to come back there with you."
I knew you'd miss me. We
He
have a lot
says,
of fun.
I do have
Here.
some bartending skills, so maybe I could help keep spirits high if you bring a bunch of alcohol along with us.
I would say to my team privately, you're bringing along a lot of expensive help. Just pointing that out.
But morale is important, right?
Sure,
So-
I'm all in favor of it. I'm just saying we got 5 gold piece a week help from Adrian. Now this person, just saying those costs start to add up.
So I'm
says,
not
"Oh,
great with
This could be
numbers.
tracked,
But how?
yeah.
Oh, I don't
How
actually
many-
need you to pay me," Javi says. "I just want to hang out for now."
Yeah, because you're with the guild, right?
He nods. He says, "I'm getting some guild fees for being here. I was mostly helping out. I was mostly doing some stuff in town to get information for the tribe and sending it to them on some of the goings on. But I think I've done as much as I can."
Anything interesting happen?
There's lots of goblin attacks recently. Some villagers have gone missing on the outskirts. It's not something that we have to look into. I mean, it might earn us some favor with the city or with the town if we do, though.
That might be good for establishing a guild hall, right? And if
You
there's
also
a
need to
guild
make
hall,
money. Yeah.
if there's a guild hall, then maybe Beryl will come and I can meet her.
He says, "Well, there's no actual reward for looking into the goblins, but saving people, like you said, it might get us some renown with the town if we care."
I just want Beryl to come, I don't know, bless the guild hall or do some sort of ceremony or something. I don't know.
I'm sure word
It'd be
will
really
get out.
cool if Beryl or any of the other original founders, but Beryl. Clearly, Una has an obsession with one of the
He
original.
just
founders.
shrugs and says, "Well, I don't know who this Barrel is, but I feel like you
You
should
don't
go
know who
meet him."
Beryl is? You're
You
a tribe
guys,
member who doesn't know who Beryl is? She's one of the founding members.
He shrugs. He says, I don't really care."
A Javi. Jeez.
What?
You
I
gotta know
don't.
who's who.
I don't know.
You gotta know who's who in all of these
Yeah.
things.
Her portrait is so I've heard, painted on the wall of the guild hall in Tyvanas.
Well, in any case, do you mind me joining you in the spire?
Yeah.
Sure, Javi.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're always
Yeah,
fun.
friends are good. Friends are good.
This is excellent. All right, so I added him to your NPCs right now. There's him, Senshi, Bretta, and Kilter.
Javi.
But it's all the same, 5 gold pieces per week. So wait.
Bretta and Kilter. Okay, sorry. I wanted to say.
I guess the question: who do you want your camp leader to be? Basically, like who's giving orders.
I'm not real clear on these new people.
So Senshi, Bretta, and Kilter were the ones that we saved from the goblins, and they want to join our camp. Do you remember them? They were tied up. Yeah.
Vaguely, yes.
Yeah. I feel
Yeah.
like, I mean,
Yeah, go ahead.
I wonder if we have to decide that now.
I'm
Senshi
very
seems like a
tired,
pretty
Mary.
solid guy.
So, like, people that have been with us longer is what you're saying than the goblins we've freed later?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
So, which would be a Javi, but I don't know. He's more of a party guy.
Who else? So a couple goblins and a couple... Yeah, go ahead.
What about Nefri? Or why do I cannot say her name?
Who? Oh,
Nairi?
Nairi or Rogan.
You could assign them too, although they're with the group more. Usually,
Yeah.
The camp leader is someone who's with the camp. So
Yeah,
you
Rogan
could
comes with us,
have
but he's
them
not.
stay with the camp instead of venturing with you. I mean, they're definitely more experienced fighters than a lot of these people. As I guess right now, I'll say by default, I'll say Ajavi is, because he has the most, what's it called? Like, seniority within the tribe.
Yeah.
So
And he's a
unless-
good motivational speaker. He's, keeping morale up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you can change who's in charge, but Ajavi would call dibs if you're not going to assign anyone. Rogan says, I'd rather travel with you guys if I'm honest. But,
Yeah.
if you need me to do that, I can. And Nairi is not here, so she's not going to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Keep
yeah,
training
that's
Rogan, too.
Rogan
I
would
should've done that.
have leveled up from that week.
Oh, good for you. Do it again.
Rogan did?
Do it again.
Yes, so let me make sure
Yay,
I level him
Rogan.
up, because now he would be level
So he's like
3.
3. Okay, it's not,
And then more about...
You know.
Yeah. Mm.
not as squishy.
Level 3.
Level up more. I think we should leave him training. Because he's still not...
For now.
You
For
now.
falling asleep?
Unless...
For now, yeah. For now. Like, we could have reasons, but yeah.
Alright, so 8 more hit points. I don't think... Yeah, level 3, I don't think you get any more bonuses. So it would just be an HP increase. Yeah, okay, so that's all I'd get. Just another hit die. Alright, so what do you guys want to do? You've been here for a week. You haven't heard much word from the from your Tordivore allies.
I don't think we were really waiting for... We didn't have anything ongoing with them, if I
Yeah.
remember correctly. Okay, cool. So, no news is good news on that front. So, I think we just leave that be.
I would again, I don't know what the original plan was, but from what I've heard from this group so far, I would posit 2 possible things. One, to go explore more in the caves in the Night Spire area, see what we can find. Option number 2 I would see is potentially going and visit the Myconides to see if they recovered.
Which would kind of both be in the same, we would have to go through the Myconoid area, probably to go deeper into the...
I thought there was a different
there
entrance that you
was.
guys had found.
Yeah,
or-
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that now.
And just as a reminder, Hajavi says, I won't, not that I'm saying you should do this, but there are the goblins. I want
Yeah.
to make sure I
Yeah.
keep that.
Somebody help me with that storyline.
So if we go in there disguised as one of these expected
You sound very
Um,
tired, Mary. Are you okay?
Yeah, you want me to explain it?
Oh, no. I am very, very tired, but
All right.
I was
Well,
just.
uh,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
really quick, Morgan, are you asking about the goblins?
Yeah, sorry, I don't know that reference or that storyline.
Oh, so yeah, they were just talking about it. Javi was kind of doing a, like looking into things going on within the town, and one of the recent happenings was people kind of living in the farmlands and woodcutting camps outside of Ferox were being abducted by goblins, disappearing, or some outright being killed. So if we want to gain some renown with the town, we could look into that and maybe try to save some people or reduce the goblin numbers, just basically like try to drive away possible dangers for the town. There's no reward involved, but it might get us some, some renown with Ferox.
So I would say Morgan would say something to the effect of, well, helping those less fortunate than ourselves is a reward unto itself. I would be very inclined to at least explore what that danger is, and there might be, well, not reward from the town. If this group or whomever is behind this is orchestrating this, they may have treasure in themselves that would reward us.
Oh, we did hear. What did we learn? We learned something. We say there. It does sound like there is someone behind it all.
Rogan says, well, our first move should probably be to go get Nairi from the camp. And from there, we can choose what we want to do. Because the goblins are sort of in that general direction anyway, right?
Yeah, we ran into some on our way there for the first time. So that's where we found something that there was a name. I can't remember the name that we discovered.
The goblin leader?
But yeah.
His name...
But he might have some treasure. I like the sound of that. Saving people's great too.
I think it was Ikaru, or is that someone else?
Yeah.
No, never mind. That was someone else. What was his name? Do I have it in miscellaneous?
Probably.
No, I don't. I was just looking at this name too.
Yeah. Because that was definitely something that seemed important, but we were, eager to get to Night Spire, and she would tell Morgan that.
Yeah.
So it was just before.
I was literally just looking at this name earlier. It's gonna drive me nuts.
I think I'm.
Did I put him in? No, he's not in Ferox. Where did I put this freaking guy?
I'm looking in the journal. I think I'm close to the session where we found that note.
Jeez. Oh man. Okay. I'll keep looking for it.
Frantic.
Oh, he
Frantic.
is in Ferox. Why did I put him in Ferox? He's not in Ferox. All right, yeah. Frantic. I'll just put him up top for now. The Goblin War Chief. Yes. You were gonna look into it, but you never did. So
Right.
he's
'cause,
probably
we wanted to-
who's in charge of all these kidnappings. It sounds like the
Yeah.
goblins may have grown stronger with you not dealing with them.
Well,
we
that
had-
would be my inclination, and I'd be fine picking up the fairy on our way. Why can I not say her
The
name?
fairy. Nairi.
Maybe
Nairi.
that's part of her hostility.
The fairy. She's a Pokemon.
I for some reason I have an F in her name for some reason, but whatever. But yeah, no, I like that idea of going to pick her up and then potentially starting to investigate the goblins again. I know obviously two of our normal people aren't here, but you lose.
Yeah, I think
I'm sure
we
Bud-
will still be okay.
But you probably, you don't like there being all these goblins creating chaos in your.
Oh,
Beloved
no,
forest?
no. It's not good for the woods if people are getting killed, man. Oh,
That's what
sorry. It just bums me out.
God, I had the mimicry skill.
Thank you. So, Bud is totally
I think
in
it sounds-
favor
yeah.
of making the woods safer. He says,
I would
but
imagine.
yeah, we should really go and get Nairi first. I mean, we're gonna need her.
Yeah, maybe while we're at it, we can quickly pop in and check on Moldy and.
Yeah,
see
exactly. We
where
can see
Moldy
how,
and-
maybe how the Fomorians are doing.
Yeah. Moldy End. Who is our new friend? Who picked his own name instead of me.
Fun guy.
Fun guy, yeah. Pretty fun guy.
Moldy
So,
and fun
yeah.
guy. All
So
right.
we're heading to the camp.
So you
Should
gather
take a-
your new people, and I assume you are headed back to the campsite near Nightspire.
Just as a point of reference, Lou, anytime we're not in a town, I have my steed with me.
Okay, yeah, that's
what's your
fine.
steed? Just a horse? Like a regular old
Celestial
horse?
horse.
Oh.
Very lovely horse that just glistens in the sunlight.
Now, this has got to have a story behind it.
This would have just happened. This would be your first time seeing them. I
Let's
did
Yeah,
not.
do,
I thought that would be her.
Let's do
Yeah.
a 10-minute break because I gotta use the
Yeah.
restroom. But you guys can,
I
talk
think
about
Mary's
the horse. I'll be
asleep.
back. Mary maybe
I
passed
think
out.
Mary's asleep. Oh, let her sleep.
You okay, Mary?
Okay. She's sleeping.
I think
She's snoozing.
she's snoozing. That's fine. All right, I'll be back.
Okay, I'm gonna go get a drink. I'll be right back.
All right. All right, I'm back. If you guys are Mary. Hey, Lou. You there?
Yeah, what's up?
I don't know. I don't know if you've muted Miri or anything, but just maybe that would be a good thing.
Oh, because she's sleeping?
Yeah, she's sleeping.
I don't know if I can mute her for everyone, but I think you guys can
Oh,
mute her.
Yeah, no, no, it's fine. I didn't know for the stream.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably a good idea.
I feel bad. It sounded like she was had a long day.
Yeah. All right.
We'll let her sleep in peace.
Give her a break.
Yeah.
Man, it's like everyone misses or no one misses. But that's fine. I think we should be fine with the two of you.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's down to 2.
Yeah, at least for tonight we can do some RP.
Yeah.
No, I think we need to go pick some fights, Alette, and get a TPK while everybody's out.
Yeah. That sounds like fun chaos. Let's do it.
Well, you have
Just kidding.
Rogan.
We do have a lot of goblins we could fight.
And you have Nairi. So it'd be 4 of you total.
Yeah, but if we
Yeah,
die,
but-
we'll just assume that everybody else dies.
Yeah, but it's different though when you only have 2 minds. You might have 4 characters, but you have 2 minds.
Although I wouldn't mind RPing this out a little bit, Alette, just because it is something new that had happened. So when we get ready to leave Ferox, I don't know what our meeting point is, like kind of on the way out of town. Morgan rides up in a celestial steed that none of you had seen before.
Well, that's not something you see every day.
Ah, yes. So you've met Frank now.
It's a bit.
Wow, I'm not sure if Frank is what I would have called it. More like Franconia of... I don't know.
It's a humble. Go ahead.
It's a little bit garish, don't you think? The Javi says.
He is, but he's a part of the show, and showmanship can be garish at time, and Frank knows how to put on a show, and as I do, I kick at sides a little bit, and he kind of kicks up on his legs a little bit, kind of showing off. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I say, Frank is here to help us conquer evil and be a steady companion to help bring my supplies, and I pack on the bag where I've maybe put in some extra equipment related to the disguise kit.
Alright. He says, well, I mean, I guess he can fit sort of in the hallways down below, Rogan would say. Might be a little
This
hard
isn't like
to
a regular
ride
size.
Oh, yes. Once we get to the caves and the hallways, I'm hoping he will when needed, sit in the back, but if there's space, he will be at my side.
Well, you can feel free to leave him in camp, since she says. We can watch over your horse if you don't want to bring him down below.
I will try to bring him down below wherever possible, and I don't think I need to based off of the Find Steed spell, but I went ahead and bought some feed as well, just so that I can. I'm going to try to treat him as if he wasn't just appearing and disappearing; that he's kind of a full time.
Yeah.
Well, I think he lasts until he's slain, right?
Yeah, I don't need to recast it unless I choose to, but yeah. And I can cast it once a day, but I plan on just trying to treat him as if he's a real animal.
So it's like a magic horse then?
As far as you can tell, it just appears to be celestial, like a very
celestial.
nice. You haven't seen me cast it, so you don't know where it's coming from. Yeah.
Okay, so but you said it's like a celestial horse. It's like okay,
it looks divine in some capacity.
Then it's a magic horse.
Yeah.
That's how did you get a magic horse? I mean, what?
Well, you saw me chatting up with all of the folks in town. Like, it was just I wouldn't say a gift, but I convinced one of the nobles in the area to lend me him for our adventures.
Do I believe that?
Give me a deception check.
Can I do an insight check against that?
I will go ahead and use one of my inspirations for this.
Oh, jeez. All right.
Aw, come on.
You really want to lie. All right. +2.
She's pretty insightful. That's not fair.
So right. He seems like he's telling the truth.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
No. In all reality, it's an ability that I have. Just to be perfectly honest with you.
I mean, still pretty wild, but cool. Good for you.
And yes, I used an inspiration just to pull over a deception for a moment.
That's okay. I've done the same thing, actually. Pretty much. She was like, well, that's great. All I've got is this cursed sword.
Cursed sword, you say?
Yeah.
What do you, would you care to, elaborate? A cursed sword can be very dangerous.
So far, it just, every now and then, I can't hit things very well. And I can't seem to put it, let anyone else take it. But hey, that's fine. I like it. I don't want to get rid of it. It's nice.
Would you mind? I don't need for you to give it to me, but would you mind if I examine it for a moment?
Well, I've already examined it. I do have magic a little bit.
Yes. Sorry, I did not mean to take offense, but I have a divine ability to look into an object.
Rogan would whisper to you, "She's pretty protective of the sword. I wouldn't push it."
You do not need to give it to me. I don't want you to take offense for me casting this in your presence.
What are you casting?
It's a divine intuition that will help me understand the objects near me.
Sure.
I did. Okay, is that a yes? Sorry.
Yeah.
Kind of cut out there.
Yes, but she won't let go of it.
And that's fine. I don't need to hold it. I don't believe. But basically, it's divine sense, Lou. I'm going for.
You
Okay.
link that?
Yep.
And remind me where you got the sword again, Alette?
This was the one that she activated all those traps getting. She got quite she had a lot of arrows. What are they called? Things. Anyway, it was like right when we entered like the more cave-like area after we got through the dungeon and we were going into like the place with all the roots.
Oh, yeah.
In the
okay.
cave. Yeah. It was near that skeleton with the armor and
yes. All right, I know.
Yeah, it was very shiny. She activated a bunch of traps, accidentally getting to it, and yeah.
So you don't detect that the sword is a celestial fiend or undead. You're not.
And it's not consecrated or desecrated.
No, it wouldn't be consecrated or desecrated. You would guess with your well, do you have I guess arcana or religion?
I am not trained in either of those.
Okay. I mean, you've heard stories of cursed weapons being very alluring to people, and they don't usually want to get rid of them. Usually you have to use magic to break
Yeah, and
them.
that's where I was coming from with the storytelling background of being able to understand the danger related to this.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like it's like a
Traps.
desecrated or any type of fiendish weapon, at least.
Yeah, be careful
I
what
would-
you pick.
Yeah, I would also point out, Lou, just from a point of order standpoint, does this pick up anything from the statues that she hasn't told me about? Because that would be included in
Celestial
the
fiend.
and within
or
the area.
undead.
I think it's 60 feet. I can detect anything. Yeah, 60 feet.
That's a good question. So I'll say. You do detect something coming off of Alette, yes.
And I would say I'm open about this. I'd say, Alette, the sword itself is not triggering anything, but I do get a sense from somewhere on you that there is something that is not right. That has a, would you say, is it an evil or fiend or celestial? Would it lean one way or the other there, Lou?
It actually leans towards being consecrated.
That there's an object that has been blessed or consecrated in some way by a divine presence. Do you know the object that I'm speaking of? What it might be?
Oh. She generally has to think for a moment because she's doesn't have the best memory. Oh. Probably this. She would pull out mysterious statue.
And I'm assuming as she pulls it out, I pick that up that is the object.
Yeah, so you do sense a consecration coming from it.
This object has been blessed in some way. There is a divine presence.
And
Sorry.
give me an intelligence check.
Sure.
I would say I kind of I forgot about this. I thought it would, when you
All right, never mind. Continue.
see something and you remember it and then you think maybe that was just a dream. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, wasn't this didn't we sell this statue already? I would have seen
Yeah.
it. I would have. Yeah.
I
no,
mean,
yeah.
we
That's
didn't
what the
really.
intelligence check was for.
Oh,
Yeah, we
sorry.
didn't really catalog them.
I'll say if you Gray remember, I'll say you remember too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yes, me Gray did remember. I just didn't get to that yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ella definitely. Yeah, she remembered because she did a whole thing. So I'd be like, yeah, we did sell it.
How did it
It
get
came
back
back.
to you? It just
Yeah.
appeared? Huh.
I swear I didn't steal it back. Don't go accusing me of
no,
that.
I'm sorry. I did not mean to imply that. I wonder if there's another
No, she
magic
just
trick-
assumes people will think that of her.
And I know you did this already, but I don't know that you did this, so I go ahead and cast Detect Magic on it as well.
You would not gain, or you would, same as her, not get any sense of magic coming off of it.
I know, I'm just playing out my character, what I would do.
Yeah.
Which is very odd to you, because something that is consecrated would usually be something magical.
So, well, we're getting ready to leave town, and I would say to Alette, in my carousing, in my chatting with folks around town, I don't recall of learning of any specific divine temple or other significant areas in this region that might be associated with this. I guess it would go back to the oh man, I'm so
Yeah, it was
sorry.
I found it in we found it in Night Spire, so it's it kind of makes sense. They probably had people there that could do that back in the day.
Where would I know, or would Alette know, or somebody in our party know, where would it be better to get it inspected here in Ferox, or would we think that the camp we're heading to, and I'm blanking on its name right now, have
Tortivore.
more
If we get
Tortivore?
it inspected, they're just going to try to take it from me. I'd rather hold on to this one. I'm rather fond of it.
I can appreciate that, but understanding is the key to knowing its value. Trying to convince you that, getting the impression from you that you like to keep things and you like to understand their value. Trying to convince you.
So as you're talking,
See?
a young woman would walk up, probably in her early 20s. She says, "Oh, it's Morgan. Morgan, hi. I've heard some of your stories. Oh, you guys are the Seekers of the Spire, right? Those adventurers."
Yes, we are just getting ready to head out, but having a final discussion. I'm glad you enjoyed our stories so much. How can I help you today?
So I just wanted to say hello. I love that story about that woman in Caro who was all sleepless, and she was looking for her love, and then Nairi tried to stop her. Oh, it was so epic. It was just a
That
great
Sleepless
story.
in Seattle reference?
Sleepless in Caro, I'll say.
Arrow, yeah. I'll pick that up. I got that. Just wait, I've got some good ones prepared now. Well, yes, some say with that style of story has gone out of favor in this modern age, the romantic comedy, but I think they're fun.
Says, "Oh, it was hilarious, and I was crying, and he just made me feel so many things, and yeah, and well, I wish you guys luck. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but yeah, good luck wherever you're going. Hopefully, we'll see you again soon with more stories."
Oh, you can count on it. We will return as soon as we help the Torbor and the Goblin menace that exists in our nearby area.
All right, well, just stay safe. And Javi
Oh.
looks at you and says, "Sleepless in Caro." I don't think I've heard that one.
We'll tell it to you another time. I'm actually going to make that story now, Lou.
All right. Fair enough. He says, "Well, we waiting on anyone?" He kind of looks around. "I think we're all assembled. The camp's ready. Shall we head out? Anything else you all need from the market before we go? It's about a day's journey to Nightspire."
Let's
Actually,
go.
Got
2
enough
days'
rations?
journey.
We can hunt, maybe do a little hunting in the forest. Bud's really good at finding yummy things in the forest.
"Oh yeah, there's berries all over, man. I can definitely find us some berries, and they don't even have to be the special kind. I can just get us regular berries, unless you want some special berries. But anyway, let's get going." All right, so
You've
you
got
all...
his character down pat.
Yeah, sorry. Hey, man. Yeah. Just, all right, so
Okay.
you are heading north into... well, first you have to cross the river. I'll say outside of Ferox, a little ways down, there is a boatman there who's willing to take you over, probably, I'll say for how many, with your camp and everything, maybe like a gold piece to just ferry you over the river.
That's fine.
All right.
I'll spend it. I'll spend it out of my inventory.
So you give him the gold,
Generous
and
of you.
he brings you across as you are traveling into the wooded area beyond. So I'll take up to 2 survival checks from the group, or just wisdom checks if no one has survival.
I do have survival. It's not as good as Bud's, but
I was gonna say you definitely don't want me. I will offer to purify food and drink as we're traveling to make sure that it's not poisonous. I don't know, Lou, if
Yeah.
that affects us at all, but that's about the only thing I can contribute.
All right, I'll roll for Bud.
yeah, Alette and Bud.
Let's see. All right, so you two work together, navigating through the woods. After getting the other side, and I'll say, what's the current date? So it takes you about a day and a half. You make good time getting to Night Spire.
Are we heading to Night Spire or the Trovador Outpost? Because we were going to pick up the ferry.
Irie, yeah.
Oh, well, Nairi, sorry, the Tordivore Outpost, there's one over at Night Spire too. But this
Okay.
is like their main kind of forest like war outpost. The one they're setting up at Night Spire is smaller. That's where Nairi is.
Okay.
Yeah, because it is right.
So
it's
we're-
basically on the Night Spire dungeon. They set up there to defend the place.
Yeah, so we're going to the one where Nairi is?
Yes, I believe so. I think that's
Okay.
what you guys said.
That's what we wanted.
So you get there on the 26th at about midday. And I think you have, you guys can hunt, so you don't have to worry about food while traveling in the woods, because you have survival. You arrive there. Things look similar to when you left, although now there are more of the Tordivore. And Nairi is at the camp as well. She would greet you. She says, you guys are back, finally. I was actually missing you. Ready to go back in?
Well, it seems that we've got a bit of a side quest.
She says, oh, and you have a bunch of people with you? Who are all these people?
Also another side
She says
quest.
suspiciously.
Sort of. Well, we were busy in Panicor, or not Panicor,
Ferox.
Ferox, thank you. So these are some people from the tribe guild, the guild of the tribe.
She says, oh, well, I recognize a Javi. Oh, wait, these are some of
Yeah.
the people we rescued, too.
Yeah. Well, they're happy to help us now. So she would
It's good
introduce
to
them.
see you again, Nairi, since she says. I was honored to be able to help Alette and her people for what you all did for me. She says you could have very easily left us all there to die, but you did not. So I owe you my life.
Well, it would have been silly to just leave you there after we killed all the goblins. This is kind of silly. But yeah, happy to help.
She says, well, I'm glad we could help you. I can't say I'm completely happy that you showed up here. We're trying to limit the number of people going into Night Spire. So she says,
Well, our main goal today, at least, is to handle potentially some of the goblins attacking people in this area. Would you happen to know anything about that, or would there be somebody in this camp who knows more about that?
She says, a couple of people look up as you say that, and she says, let's talk in private.
Okay.
So she brings you kind of into the spire and down the stairs as your camp kind of makes themselves comfortable in the upstairs area. She says, the Tordivore have an uneasy truce with the goblin tribes. We leave them alone and they leave us alone. I know they have been raiding the human areas a lot more, as well as attacking people they meet on the roads, but at least officially, the Tordivore have distanced themselves from the goblins, hoping to keep a neutrality with them. She says, I'm not supposed to even be telling you this, but you are my friend, so I want to be honest about it.
Would your group take offense at us investigating this, because it is quite the problem for everyone other than yourselves?
Says, well, you are not Tordivore. Technically, I'm not supposed to be involved. If I help fight the goblins more than I already have, it could end up being a problem.
You can absolutely stand by. I appreciate the delicate position that you are in.
She kind of looks at Alette. She says, I really hate to let you go alone. I mean, they might recognize, well, no, goblins aren't. None of them would be old enough, except maybe like a chieftain or something, that they'd recognize you. But yeah, I do hate to let you go in there alone. You could probably use my help if things get messy.
We definitely could.
Give me a persuasion, as you kind of just said that.
Yeah.
Can I assist on that, or
I mean, she would definitely pull the whole like, why do we always have to follow whatever,
Oh,
It's
being
just because the
rebellious.
elders want this, yeah.
Sure.
Come on, Nairi, try it on for size. Rebellion's fun. All right,
What would you say, Morgan, to a sister?
I would say something to the point like each person has to live their own life and find their own journey. They must find their own voice to speak at the right time.
Alette
She
appreciates
says,
that.
I thought you just said that you appreciate my delicate situation. Now you're saying I should go?
I am saying you must make the choice for yourself, and I am pointing the options that you have to you.
Javi says under his breath, especially after he made you the villains in all his stories. She's like, wait, what was that? He says, oh, nothing. Sorry.
It's a story
Alette.
of redemption.
Talking to myself.
Uh.
I'm going to have a little bit of a cough. Sorry.
Alette or the fairy doesn't know about the stories I was telling in town.
She was about to. Someone is about to spoil it.
Javi, yeah. Give me a persuasion, Morgan.
And I have advantage because if you noticed, I cast a enhance ability as we headed into town, but I didn't want to interrupt your talking. So
Right.
I don't know how you feel about that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
If you put it in chat, then that's fine.
Yeah. So there's a enhance ability somewhere in chat, right? I thought I clicked on that.
Yeah, I see it above Alette's
Yeah.
persuasion. Yeah.
And that was on charisma, so I'd have advantage.
Okay.
I did it specifically because I knew we'd be in conversations where I'd want some persuasive ability.
So, yeah, you kind of realize, especially with your other party members preoccupied, not having Nairi could be dangerous. She seems torn as she thinks, like, looking at Alette, looking at you, and says, alright, if I come along, we just have to be careful. I'll have to hide my colors, because they'll recognize the cloak. She says, go ahead.
If you're comfortable with it, Nairi, I have quite the ability to disguise someone to look somehow of another even species.
She says, well, I can be Elven. I mean, they're not going to assume I'm Tordivore just because I'm Elven. But, yeah, if you have some way of disguising me, that could be a good precaution.
Quite skillful in that. You might need to be quiet just in case they recognize your voice, but they will not recognize your face.
She says, alright, then this has to stay between us. No one in the camp, well, besides the Javi who followed us down here for some reason, can know about me doing this. And he just says, what? It sounded interesting.
I think that's good.
I would speak with you on another matter, Nairi, if you have a moment.
She says, yeah, I mean, we're at the bottom of the stairs here. So yeah, you're basically in your camp inside the dungeon right now. Except Moldy is not here right now.
And I would say to her, would you mind taking me back to your group and I'd like you to introduce me to some of maybe the more skillful fighters in your area.
You mean in the tribe members?
In the yes.
Or the Tordivore?
The Tordivore.
Says, yeah, I can introduce you to some of our rangers and woodsmen. Why are you looking to meet them? Just out of curiosity.
I'm always looking for new stories to tell and stay, and often those are the ones that have the best stories.
All right, give me persuasion or deception, because I'm not sure what you're going for. You can use either.
Yeah. It is technically deception, but it is still charisma, so I get advantage, right?
Yes. 18. She says, yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be an issue. I can, like I said, introduce you to some of the rangers and the archers upstairs.
So, as soon as we get a decent ways away, I would try to take her to a private space, assuming she's willing. And then I would explain to her what happened. First, I would say, just as we're going to be keeping your secret, I hope you can keep what I'm about to share with you as a secret. And I would share with her the information around the statue and say, would you know anything about this? This is your group's history. This is your group's structures. Would you, or who would we potentially talk to understand why this might be occurring?
All right. So she thinks for a moment. She says, "So you tell her this is the statue that we sold, that Alette has."
That now has reappeared, and I tell her about that. I believe it is consecrated in some form of divine. Like, again, I'm not keeping the secret, and the only reason I'm keeping this away from Alette and Unami was specifically Alette's like, oh, I have to keep this, so I don't want anyone kind of investigating it, which that's why I'm doing it a little bit in secret. I also don't like secrets in parties, which is why I tend to do secret stuff open. So
that's
where we're at.
It makes for a good story. So she thinks for a moment and says, well, those artifacts are mostly ancient relics from the time that we lived in Nightspire, the Tornivore, that is, a couple hundred years ago during the Cataclysm. I don't know why one would be consecrated or why it would suddenly appear back in Ferox, especially if it's not giving off a magical aura. She says, I don't know much about the arcane, but if anyone was going to know about it, it would probably be one of the elders in our tribe. They, in fact, they might know exactly what it is. Because I remember hearing of powerful, especially religious artifacts, many blessed by high priests of Corellin and other shamans that were left behind.
So I would say two things to that. One would be, is there a specific elder that you would trust to have us talk to about this that won't take offense to us having the object and it returning to us, because I know how sensitive this is to your people?
As well, I mean, if I tell him that we sold it, or that it was sold back to the tribe and it disappeared, I don't think he would blame you for that happening.
I mean, that is partially what I was getting at, is trying to avoid any misunderstandings of or thinking that this was stolen back. I do believe Alette, and just for reference, I have no insight, so basically anything you tell me, I'm always going to believe it. You told me that, Alette, so I'm believing you.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm figuring it out.
So he or she thinks and says, there's a couple of people I could ask. None of them, I think, are on good terms with, well, I shouldn't say not on good terms. Do you know anything about, has Alette told you anything about her departure from the Tornivore?
I have gotten an impression that it wasn't under the best of circumstances, but I do not know the details.
There's definitely a bit of uncomfortableness between Alette and the leadership of the Tornivore. As I said, she didn't leave under the best circumstances, and I know she especially does not want to be in contact with her family or any of the higher-ups within my tribe. She says, I'm not crazy about our leadership, but I obey orders and I do what's asked of me for the most part. If we are going to speak with some of the elders about this piece, it's going to be difficult to do it without doing it separately from Alette.
I understand, and I think for now we will probably, I would suggest that we think about this a little longer, you and myself, and I may consult with other members of our Seekers group and see if they have input on how we should address this issue. But for now, I appreciate this information that you give me, and I hope you will treat it with the due care that I will treat your willingness to help with the goblins.
She says, well, one thing I can do, I think I can send a runner back to our town with a message, and that might get us some answers, though it'll probably take at least 6 days, 3 there, 3 back, for us to get a reply, if that's of interest to you.
I think that would be a good first step. Do you trust this runner and this message that it won't be captured or misinterpreted by the wrong group?
Says, well, the forests are dangerous, but I mean, I trust all of my hunters to be capable within the woods. Uh, it if it does, I mean, if the message gets captured, I don't know by who, where it would matter. I don't think a goblin tribe with this information, for example, would be of worry. They wouldn't know anything about these idols.
I was thinking more of the potentiality of, again, causing trouble for Alette in terms of her family or elders knowing of this without us taking due care in informing them at the right time and place.
So I don't think Alette would be blamed. I mean, as I said, we sold it back to the tribe, so it wouldn't be her fault that the piece disappeared and came back to her. Although
Very true.
I just wonder what type of connection might cause it to do that.
I am not trained in matters of the arcane or religion, despite my background of strong faith and belief. For that, we will need other expertise.
All right, so if you want to put a downtime activity,
6 days. Yeah,
just say in 6 days the runner will return.
got it.
Just so I know what date. We could have it recorded in there, so I know what date it's going to come back.
What's the date today? You know that?
And by the way,
the
do you have
26th.
access
Oh,
to
wait.
the group sheet?
Oh, is that where we're supposed to record that? I think I do. I just
Yeah,
haven't
there's a
looked at it.
downtime tab.
I will put it in there.
Technically, it should be like it should be called something else because it's not necessarily a downtime activity. But yeah, that's usually where I'd say we should keep that info.
I will make sure to add it before I go to bed tonight.
The current date is in the calendar, which is in group resources. It's the 26th
Right.
of fall at about 12 p.m.
That part I remember from playing with you previously.
Yeah, it's always in that spot. She says, if I don't know, do you think she'd be willing to show me this piece?
I think she probably would, especially given that I and others know about it now. It's not a secret per se. It's not something we want to advertise. But I don't think she would take offense to us talking about it. I was more concerned with that notion of speaking to other parts of the tribe about it, which is what I wanted to talk to you about in private.
I see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just go ask her because I'm curious which piece this is. Maybe if I see it, something will come back.
Well, let me go with you just in case she does take offense, so that I can potentially help her understand why I did tell you.
All right. So you walk over. You see Rogan and Alette laughing about something. Rogan says, "Oh, there they are." Nairi says, "Hey, Alette, there's something I wanted to ask you." She says,
Sure. What's going on?
Well, I heard that one of the pieces that we sold reappeared to you.
Oh, yeah. But okay, they're gonna blame me for taking it. I know.
I mean, I was there when you sold it. I mean, well, I assume if I can see the piece, I was hoping, yeah, I was hoping I could see it. Maybe I'd know something about which one it was. But I mean, they can't blame you.
You always did pay a little bit more attention in the classes, so
as well.
maybe. I mean, I'm kind of fond of it, so I'm not trying to give it back or anything.
No, and I don't necessarily think you should. If it reappeared to you, there might be a reason for that. I just hoping I could take a look at it. Maybe I'd know something.
Sure.
All right, so you pull it out.
She'll pull it out again.
So Nairi says, "Oh, I do remember that one. I thought it was really pretty. Can I hold it?"
Sure.
So you give it over to her, and she examines it closely. She says, "Yeah, there is something very familiar about this."
Right?
She hands it back to you, and she said, "Any weird
Did it
stuff
whisper to
happen?"
you too?
She says, "Whisper? No.
You didn't say that to me before.
Did this speak to you?"
It, I actually don't know if it. I think you know what. I think it just it feels familiar, and then I think I had like it was like a memory of a sound of someone saying my name. So I don't know. Maybe it's something I knew as a kid. I mean, I was found around here, right?
She
Around the
nods.
Night's Fire.
She says, were you found here? I thought you just
I was
came
found in
here a
the
lot.
I was found in the woods near Nightspire. I don't know if it was at Nightspire, but that's all they told me. Kind
Oh,
of in the
this
area.
wouldn't be her. This is me as the DM asking, because I don't remember.
Oh yeah. I mean that's kind of what I wrote in her story, but it's up to you if that doesn't work. That's fine.
No, that's fine.
And if you want to leave it more vague.
So as a child, were you found like right in the Nightspire area, or somewhere close by? Like were you found near this
I
tower here? Either way works.
I didn't know how big the area was like when I wrote it. So I think in the woods near Nightspire is probably enough. I mean, she was wandering around probably. So
Okay, so not
hard to
at
tell.
the entrance, but kind of around the area.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Sorry, what was it you said to her?
So maybe it's something I don't know, remember from before.
She says maybe. You know, I totally forgot that we found you near this area. That's true. Wonder if you had contacts with the relics. Then she stops and thinks, But no, that would be impossible unless you were actually in Nightspire. Well, I don't know.
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense, but I do like it.
Says it's interesting.
It's a little
it whispered
spooky.
To you. Yeah.
I don't again, I don't know if it whispered to me. I do tend to hear things every now and then. I don't know if you remember that, but
She shakes her head. She says, well,
and
did
she'd
you
be,
tell her
telling
that?
Morgan this too.
Did you tell her that as a child? I mean, we could say you did if you did.
Yeah.
All right.
She's like,
so she
says, I kind of brushed it off after a while because,
She says, no, now that you mention it, I do remember you talking about hearing things from time to time, and we always thought you were just kind of imagining things. But this thing you heard from this stone piece. It sounded like one of those voices from when you were a child.
No, it didn't sound familiar, but it felt familiar. But
I see.
It could just be like I thought it was a dream. But then Morgan detected something on me, and I remembered it was real. So
He says, "What did you detect,
cool.
Morgan?"
As I said to you, it was a notion of the divine, something that has touched this object in a some kind of, not necessarily magic, but a powerful presence has consecrated it.
Oh, right. Yeah, you had mentioned that. Okay. That's what you meant by detect. All right. I see. Interesting. Well, yeah,
I mean, if it's all the same to you all, I would rather not the elders get involved with this.
She kind of now looks over
I
at
know what
Morgan,
they're going to say.
Looks back at Alette. Give me an insight check.
Me?
Yeah.
Alette? Okay.
Oh. Alright, so you get the feeling that maybe maybe Nairi is not telling you everything, as she got uncomfortable for a moment. Maybe there's something she's keeping to herself.
Okay.
She says, yes, yeah, no, I agree. We probably shouldn't involve the elders. Don't worry. There's no reason they need to know.
Okay. Alette just kind of tries to not seem like she noticed, and makes a note in her head about that.
And I would say at this point, not necessarily noticing that, but just in general, I would say I do think it is important to let that we investigate this. And while I can respect your desire to avoid causing further troubles with these folks, these elders, I do think it is important that we try to understand the origins and nature of this object. And given that it is connected to this culture's history and potentially divine connections, they will likely have the best answers.
Perhaps we can find more answers deeper within the dungeon. I mean, that's where I found it, right?
I think we should
So-
investigate that as well, but I would still prefer to tackle the goblin threat first.
Nairi sighs. She says, Morgan, I can't lie to her. We want to send a message to the elders asking them about the peace. But if you really don't want me to, Alette, I'll respect that.
You were hiding something. You never were a very good liar.
I'm a terrible liar. You know this.
Yeah.
And I will say she is not alone in that deception. This was partially at my request, though our intent was to leave you out of it fully and just try to investigate the object.
Yeah, just mention the object, not that you had it, she says. I would never tell them that, as I know that would upset you. But again, if you don't want us
A
to
stranger
send
to
the
a little
message-
ruse. Is it okay to put it off for now? I'd rather figure it out a little bit for myself first.
She nods
I-
and says, "That's fine with me, Morgan. I'm gonna have to respect her wish and wait on sending the message."
Say
then."
it's not evil, right? I mean, you would have detected if it was evil.
I can't rule it out, but my initial impression is not. But I would say, I will be honest with you as well, Alette. Between your sword and now this statue, there is a trend here that has me slightly concerned.
Alette just puts her. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't tell Rogan. The sword's not cursed. Don't tell Rogan. Don't tell Rogan.
Rogan's
I
literally
would-
standing right next to you.
Oh, I didn't know that he was here.
Yeah, remember you
Okay.
guys were laughing about something?
She'll message to it. Okay, if I knew he was there, she would have messaged in his head. Don't tell Rogan, but the sword isn't cursed.
I would respect that commentary, and then at the moment I won't say anything, but later on, I'm absolutely coming to you and asking for more details and understanding and validation that it's not cursed.
All right.
Continuing the ruse.
Okay.
It's just a bit.
Yeah.
It's-
Fair enough. I am Morgan, the character, is totally okay with the decision not to contact the elders. Gray, the player who just opened up the spreadsheet and was entering in everything, is unhappy because he's about to delete it.
Oh,
We had the project
Totally
all ready
okay.
to go.
I mean,
Make
yeah,
it-
I just feel like she wouldn't
No,
want
that's
them
good. It's
nosing
all
into
good.
it. Yeah.
I'll absolutely take RP and storytelling over.
Here, I'll give you an inspiration point for putting the info in and having to delete it.
They're the one inspiration I used to do the deception earlier. I have back.
Yeah, you got it back.
Alette would thank Nairi and be like, "You always were a good ally, even if you're a terrible liar.
She says,
You
"I
always
got
came
your."
through for me."
She smiles and puts her hand on your shoulder. She says, "I got your back, girl." And she gives you a slight hug.
Sorry for getting you into so much trouble back in the day.
It was all in good fun. What's childhood for if not for making some trouble?
Wait.
She says, "Learned a
Right.
lot from it." But anyway, so we're gonna go look into these goblins now. Now, is this are we just going to disrupt their actions, or are we actually going to try to talk to them?
That's a good question.
Morgan would speak up and say, I'm always in favor of talking where possible, but if the stories I've heard are true, and this is RPing back a little bit to when we were in town. If the stories I've heard that are true, that they are really harassing travelers and those just looking to make a living off of trade, we would look to disrupt it with whatever is necessary.
Yeah, that's probably going to be the case. Frantic and most of the goblins in general respect strength over diplomacy. So intimidation might work if you can manage it.
I would look to my companions and say, as you have seen, my storytelling can be both for entertainment, deception, as well as intimidation. I am all for attempting that, but I can also appreciate the element of surprise if we just wish to go in and handle the goblin menace.
All right, well,
It
it's
depends on-
up to you two.
Yeah.
The other thing, if we want, we can end a little early and do it next week. But I'm fine
Yeah.
trying it with the two of you if you want to.
I would like to. I feel like, just so the party can kind of weigh in and stuff on the final decision. And
Yeah, I'll say this. Basically, I'll have storytelling mode prepped, but I'm totally okay with going into battle mode.
Yeah.
Although I'd suggest we probably need to spend a little time letting the other folks do downtime activities and
Yeah, I can do a flashback and have them do some stuff.
catch up a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, I'm fine either way, and I'm also fine with calling it a bit early today. Obviously, since there's very few people, Aled and I have had plenty of opportunity to RP and do things today, more than
yeah.
there are 4 or 5 people.
Yeah, we've got some character development in for the two of you, so that's good. Hopefully Mary's okay. She just passed out. Seems like she was.
Well, and I'm going to try to write up more of my backstory, Lou, so that you can incorporate it some in the future. I'm sorry, I just hadn't gotten around to it.
You have to now write me the story Sleepless.
I actually have that planned out already, and I actually figured. I'm disappointed that I didn't think of it ahead of time for my character's name, but I now have a song that is going to be the full inspiration for this character, and I'm just pissed off that I didn't think about this ahead of time and use it as my character's name.
There's a famous actor known as Tim Honks, who you're going to get to play the guy in Sleepless. Comes from Taiwanese. All right.
Well, it's going to be I had already planned that it's going to be what's the guy's name? It's going to be Bud Hanks.
Bud Hanks. All right.
Yeah, because it's got to be Bud.
Bud.
There you go. All right.
Well, yeah.
Right, because you renamed them all as
Yeah, and so I hadn't decided yet if it's going to be Arista, Alette, or Lynn as the Meg Ryan character.
All right.
Can't be Nairi. She has to be the villain somehow.
No, it definitely can't be Nairi. Nairi's the kid.
Poor Nairi.
Oh, jeez. All right. Well, give me D20 rolls.
I actually don't even remember that movie, honestly. I mean, except for the general.
Yeah, give me D20 rolls for the.
We can't just vote for each other?
No. It's going to be a roll off. All right. Morgan, you are MVP and you get another story point. Congrats.
Cool. I'm up to 2.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna take some notes, but good game, everyone.
Yeah, that was fun. It's nice to sort of see how Morgan reacts to Alette's slightly chaotic nature.
That's fun.
I'm trying to play her like I don't generally play characters that are like her, and so I'm trying to figure it out as I go. And the last few sessions, I haven't really been feeling up to it, so I'm trying to get back into it.
I think you're doing great. I think it's fun. I love characters that have a little mystery to them, but are having I like characters that have an agenda that don't go against the team. Like that, it bothers me when.
I mean, she likes a little fun prank or an innocent lie, like this sword is cursed. I mean, I guess in some situations, like with Morgan, being very invested in the fact that it was cursed, she was like, "Oh, okay, I gotta tell him, this is gonna cause issues."
Well, yeah, it was the same thing with me introducing myself, and then even the deception I had with you earlier today, where it's like I think playing those little games are fun right up until the fact that like people are spending resources on the game.
Yeah. When he spent a resource, I was like, okay, I know we're probably not going to really get into trouble today, so it's fine. But I was like,
No, I thought you handled
if
it
it gets
perfectly. I
to be
loved it.
too much,
Yeah.
I will. Yeah.
No, I thought you handled it perfectly, and I loved it.
Cool.
And again, the interesting thing for me is, again, I'm very charismatic, deception, all that stuff, but I have no wisdom. So so I'm just, I will just believe. Like, I'm not even bothering with insight checks because it's a -1. It's like, what's?
Yeah,
the point?
I was wondering. I was like, he's definitely going to try to insight check that, and I was like,
Yeah.
he didn't insight check that. Oh no.
No, that's part of that's part of the idea. But I have, to some extent,
Cool.
he's naturally trusting. He
Cool.
just enjoys, like, again, as far as he's concerned, you're
Sees the
telling a
best
really
in
good
people.
story. Yeah, and you're telling a good story, and it's like that's a story worth trying to understand more. Like that's
Cool.
kind of his nature. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I really appreciated playing with the both of you today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was good.
Hopefully, we'll have everyone next time.
Yep. Yeah,
All right.
definitely. 2 is great. 3 is great. 4 or 5 is even better.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Yep. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go
All
get some
right.
food and call it a night. See y'all.
All right. Good night.
Yeah,
All
see
right,
ya.
Good night, Lou.
Good night.
Good night, Miri.
Hopefully, Mary wakes up. Good night.
Okay. Bye.
Later, folks.
Bye.